Well, since we left you, they have put the tarp back on the field as the rain has started to come down. Now, as we speak, the rain has stopped. So it might be one of those evenings. Understand that the forecast was to let up around 8:30, but they tried to get it started a little quicker, quick little downpour. And ergo, the tarp is back on the field. But joining us up in the booth right now is one of the enemy. He is a fellow that was a former teammate of mine, the left-handed pitcher. Threw good, threw hard. The only problem was his fastball was straight. He's one of the few
I knew it was coming.
Unlucky left-handers in the history of this game. But his name is Mike Paul, and he is the advanced scout for the Oakland Athletics. And Mike, first of all, welcome. And second of all, you guys have got yourself an 8.5 game lead a couple of weeks to go.
Well, I'll tell you, the series we just finished with the Twins, I talked to our people, and it was like playoff atmosphere. I mean, there were 3 well-played ball games, and fortunately, we came out on top in all 3, but they were 3 well-played ball games in front of a lot of people in Oakland.
Well, you guys, as Wimpy and I were just talking a few minutes ago, you guys have had a lot of problems this season. You had a lot last year injury-wise, and at one time you had a 13-man pitching staff, but of course you have Dennis Eckersley out there. You got the man who is, Wimpy and I feel like, the most dominant player in the game, because when he goes on the field, the game is over. You can just wrap it up. But Tony has done an outstanding job in getting to Eckersley with that 2-run lead.
Yeah, it goes without saying, everybody in the world knows about Dennis Eckersley and what he can do. That's no surprise there. The thing that Oakland has done, my ball club, is, as you said, get to him with a lead in the 9th. And we've been able to accomplish that with a variety of pitchers. Believe me, there's been a lot of guys walking out there that a couple kids I'd never heard of. They were in our minor league system. One was in AA, Todd Revening. Other kid, Mike Raska, started in AA, started in A-ball, excuse me. He went to AAA, and he's in the big league. So, these kids weren't even in spring training with us, Hawk. So, they've come through the system, and it bodes well for our system to produce people like that can do the job at the major league level in a pennant race.
Mike, what about the Canseco trade? Were you surprised by it and the ramifications of it, and how poorly the team played immediately after the trade, and then how great they have played about a week after that?
Yeah, I had no indication that it was coming. It was a shock to everybody, especially to me, to see that we had given up Jose Canseco. And when I first heard it was from Ruben Sierra, and I said, well, that's a pretty good trade. And then all of a sudden I heard the other 2 guys, Witt and Russell, were also coming in, and I said, well, that's good. I mean, that's great, because now we have 2 pitchers who I think are still pretty good pitchers. And the thing with us, and it's been mentioned in Oakland, that we had an opportunity to go ahead and try and win it all this year, and we were in a position to. So Sandy Alderson made the deal. He pulled the trigger, and sometimes that's hard to do.
Well, you watched the Texas Rangers, I know a lot, being the advanced scout. Now, what was your report on Russell and Witt when you reported back to Sandy and Tony?
Well, ironically, in my year-end report on Texas, I felt Witt needed to change the scenery. I got that report in early, too, before the trade, so it's documented. I just think he needed to change the scenery. Sometimes guys get stale in one place, Wimpy. Jeff Russell, basically, I think possibly we're renting him for a month because, he is a closer, and he's a pretty good closer. And if we manage to keep him next year, obviously he'll be setting up Dennis Eckersley. And I just don't know Jeff Russell at all, and I don't know if he'd want to be in that situation. Obviously, there's a lot of clubs out there that can use a closer, and I think Jeff Russell's a pretty good closer.
Do you think Oakland is going to ante up all the dough it's going to take to sign all these guys?
I think our number 1 priority are 2 people, Mark McGuire and Terry Steinbach. These guys are homegrown. They're both free agents, and I think we really need to make a push to get both those guys. And not one because of the other, but because catching is such a skill position nowadays, and you don't have that many good catchers out there. I think we'll really try and make a good push for Terry Steinbach.
Mike, you just brought up a situation that we have talked about quite a bit this season, and I think it's going to be talked about more and more next year and the year after and the year after, and that is a change of scenery. When you and I and Wimpy were playing, that was an unheard of term or phraseology, because once you were the club, you were the club. Today, that is not the case, because with the advent of free agency, these guys coming in, and all of a sudden they're with the club 4 or 5 years. For some reason, let's just give you an example of maybe a Melito Perez that was with our ball club last year.
Very
Melito
good example.
Was struggling very hard with the White Sox, and I'm sure during the trade process and the trade talks, at one point Ron Schuler told his people and his staff, look, we're going to have to trade this kid, and he's going to go someplace and be an outstanding pitcher because he has that kind of ability, but he wasn't going to do it in the White Sox. Are you finding that in your travels to be the case as well?
Yes, I agree completely, Hawk. I just think nowadays it's tough to find people like George Brett, Roger Clemens, Wade Boggs, Yount, Molitor, and Gantner that stay in one place. With the advent of free agency and the movement in baseball nowadays, it seems like there's the opportunity, number one, for these guys to make more money on another club via free agency. And number two, as we talked about, sometimes a change of scenery is good for a person.
Well, I think the outlook from the fan itself is, to me, I think it's very warranted and very refreshing to the extent of the fan, with the players making as much money as they are today. The fan demands and wants to see, and really demands, as I just mentioned, performance. And they want that performance, and they have a right to want that performance. And sometimes when it doesn't happen, when a guy does have an off year, especially if he has 2 in a row, then at that point, it becomes an uncomfortable position for the athlete himself. Now, we might be seeing a situation like that with one of our guys in Bobby Thigpen. You know, Bobby Thigpen 3 years ago set the record with the 57 saves. And, you know, once you set a record of that nature, then it's expected that you should be close to that, if not topping it, the next season and the next season. I recall Roger Maris hitting 61 home runs. Next year he came back with 42, and they booed him out of Yankee Stadium. But in Bobby's case, I think that we might be seeing something of that nature. And yet, when I talk with some of my friends who are general managers around the league, Bobby Thigpen indeed has a lot of trade value.
Yes, he certainly does, because he has done it once, and he's done it, by once I mean he set the record, but he's also been a very consistent pitcher throughout the years with the Chicago White Sox. There will be somebody out there that will be willing to take Bobby Thigpen, believe me. And who's to say that Jeff Russell might not end up with the White Sox if Bobby Thigpen moves on? I think Ron Schuler, who I know, I think what he's going to try and do to see next year if he can better his ball club. Bettering your ball club, does that mean you keep Thigpen? Does it mean you go get Jeff Russell? Does it mean you go get Jeff Reardon? Those are questions I don't know the answer to, but you know, I think any general manager wants to see if he can better his ball club.
Mike, what are some of the teams that excite you in the American League that you have seen? Maybe some young teams that some of the fans out there really aren't familiar with.
Well, you know, this club right behind us, the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah.
They're a nice, young, aggressive ball club. They're a couple pitchers away, but I think they've got a base of everyday players that will be reckoned with in the American League East for a few years to come, if they stay healthy, obviously. But they've got a nice, exciting little club, and they've got a nice blend of speed and also power. So, you know, they've got Albert Belle out there who can hit some balls a long ways. Mark Whitten, Glenn Allen Hill, you know, those type of people. Lofton leading off, you know, he's a pretty exciting player. So, you know, they've got a very, very nice blend of speed and power.
How about in the American League West? Any a team over there that you might think be a factor in, down the road here, say somebody that the White Sox and the Oakland club will consider as a factor in the AL West?
Well, for me, the 3 best clubs in the American League West are the Chicago White Sox, Minnesota Twins, and Oakland Athletics. If some of these other clubs decide they want to go out and make some wholesale changes, then yes. But you know, the other club that comes to mind is the Seattle Mariners with their everyday players. They've got some good kids. How long they keep them is another thing that we won't know. Griffey's got 2 more years and he's a free agent. At age 25, he might be playing for somebody else. Edgar Martinez is a hitting machine.
Well, you know, when you're scouting and you're going around, of course, Mike Paul last season was the pitching coach with the Seattle Mariners, and that was one of the things there. You guys got crippled up. You had some good arms, and all of a sudden the season starts, and about a month into the season, there was only 1 or 2 guys in your original starting rotation, so the injury factor is always there as well.
Yes, it is. You know, and that's the thing you have to be real cognizant of these days. You know, you better have a lot of protection, either AAA or in your bullpen or somewhere, so when somebody goes down for 2 or 3 weeks, you've got somebody to come in and take his spot.
I'm just listening to you guys. That's a great.
All right, well, we can talk with Mike Paul about the situations and the scenarios. Has scouting, Mike, you've done it before, has scouting changed significantly at all for you, so to speak, in the past 2 to 3 to 4 years?
Yeah, it really has. You know, myself and Billy Bean, we split up the advanced scouting duties with Oakland, and we try and see a club at least 5 games and possibly 6. You know, I'm following your club. I've seen you guys all summer, but I'm here watching you 5 more days. I saw you 2 in New York. I'll see you 3 here. And so the longer you see a club, more things fall into place. If you get a 3-day look, sometimes you feel a little uncomfortable about what you're seeing. Is this happening, or is it just an extraordinary type thing? And I don't want to bring up specifics, but you know, once you see a club 5-6 days, sometimes you get a better feel for it.
Well, Mike, we want to thank you for coming up and joining us, spending a little time with us, and enlightening us on your 8.5 game lead over there with the bad guys. You know, the good guys wear black. What we're going to do right now is they have taken the tarp off the field. The players are getting ready. But right now we're going to take you back to the Illinois State Lottery, and we'll return to Cleveland Stadium after that. The umpires are at home plate. They have exchanged lineup cards, but before we give you the lineups right now, let's pause for station identification.
This is WGN-TV Chicago, America's #1 sports station.
And once again, welcome back to Cleveland Stadium, and along with Tom Patroy, Ken Harrelson, first of a 3-game set with the Tribe. Sox coming in here on that 3-game winning streak, sweeping the New York Yankees. As you see the men in blue taking their positions, and once again, if you just tuned in, it has been raining very hard here this afternoon, and the forecast was for heavy thunder showers this evening. And then they changed or revised the forecast just about an hour and a half ago. They said it was going to stop around 8:30, but we may have caught a break, as it right now just a little after 8 o'clock, and we're getting ready to play baseball. Pitchers are taking their warm-up tosses down in the bullpens. But the Sox coming in with that mark of 78 and 67, 11 games over the 500 mark. Their high water season has been 12 this year. So the Sox 10.5 games back, Wimpy. And there you're looking at the young rookie right-hander Dave Malicki, who made his major league debut against the Sox at Comiskey Park. Pitched 6 good innings. Got in trouble in the first couple, but after the first couple of innings, he settled down and he did a nice job.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. He's got 5 different pitches: fastball, curveball, slider, change, and he'll throw a split finger too. But he did have some control problems. He walked 5 in that ball game, but as you mentioned, the first pitch almost took Joey Cora's head off. He hit Joey with that pitch, but after that he seemed to settle down. He's not afraid to pitch inside, certainly, and that's what you really have to respect and like about Dave Malicki if you're a Cleveland Indian fan. I think that if guys like he come around and give them, as Mike Paul said, if they get 1 or 2 more starters, I think the Cleveland Indians could be a force in this AL East race a lot quicker than a lot of other people anticipated. They've got a good, young, exciting team, and as we commented last week at Comiskey Park, these guys are fun to watch. They go up there battling at home plate. They don't give away anything. They're aggressive on the base pass. Mike Hargrove has them running. They do a lot of hit and running. They steal some bases. Kenny Lofton appears to be on the way to becoming one of the real exciting leadoff men in baseball today. And when you got guys hitting behind him like Carlos Baerga, who's a 300 hitter, got 90-some runs batted in. Albert Belle looks like he has got big-time power. He can hit the ball out of the park in any part of the ball game. He's looking for 100 runs batted in on the season also. He's got 30 out of the ballpark. So this is a good young Cleveland team, and they are exciting, and they're fun to watch up and down through the lineup. These guys are tough.
Well, the Sox have played 9 games against the Tribe this year. At one point, they held that 5-1 lead, and then all of a sudden that 3-game sweep by Cleveland, and is now a 5-4 season series edge for the Sox. These two teams have played 3 games here at Cleveland Stadium. Sox took 2 out of 3 there. But one of the big things besides the youth and the talent on this Cleveland Ball Club is they are just getting ready to get themselves that new ballpark in 1994, and riding by it this morning and looking at it, they have done a lot of work over there, and it's coming along very nicely. As you look at tonight's starter for the Sox, 31-year-old right-hander Kirk McCaskill, who has been, along with Charlie Huff this season, the tough luck pitcher on the Sox staff.
Boy, he really has. Kirk on the season has given up 98 runs, and 82 of which have been earned. When you're talking about 16 unearned runs, that's a whole bunch. At one point, Kirk had 2 starts where he gave up 8 runs, and 6 of them were unearned. So he is throwing the ball, as you mentioned, with a great deal more authority than he did at the beginning of the season, and using his fastball a whole lot more. That cut fastball of his has really almost been devastating at times. He can throw it inside to the left-handed hitter, away from a right-hander, and he gets a lot of jam shots and a lot of balls hit off the end of the bat. So they're not really centering the ball on Kirk McCaskill right now, and hopefully they can catch the ball tonight and do a little better job of defense, and he can win this thing. And leading off at second base, Steve Sachs. Batting second and left, Tim Raines. The big hurt, Frank Thomas, returns to his number 3 spot in the lineup. He'll play first base. Cleanup man DH George Bell. Robin Ventura is the third baseman, hitting 5th, followed by right fielder Danny Pasqua. Lance Johnson will play center. He'll bat 7th. Hitting 8th behind home plate is Ron Karkovice. And bringing up the rear at shortstop, Dale Swain. Defensively, Cleveland lines up with Glenell and Hill in left field. Kenny Lofton is the center fielder. Mark Whitten plays right. Carlos Martinez is at third base. Felix Fermin at shortstop. Carlos Baerga is the second baseman, and Paul Sorrento at first. The battery this evening of Junior Ortiz and Dave Malicki. Malicki has no record 3-point earned run average. That one game started was against the Sox last week at Comiskey Park. Pitched very effectively, gave up just 4 hits in 6 innings, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned. He walked 5 while striking out 3. The American League and the White Sox are batting .200 against Dave Malicki. At Double-A Canton Akron, he was 11-9 with a .360 earned run average. He completed 2 ball games over there. But as we mentioned, he has a variety of pitches that he can throw at you. The fastball, not overpowering, but he can back that up with a curveball slider and will throw change and splitter. So Malicki out on the mound. The Indians lost last night in extra innings to the Toronto Blue Jays. And of course, the White Sox had the day off and coming off of that 3-game sweep at Yankee Stadium. So the White Sox playing much, much better baseball on the road. Our good friends in blue, the umpiring crew. Vic Voltaggio is at home plate. Mark Johnson at first base. Jim McKeon, the crew chief, at second. And our good friend Ken Kaiser is the umpire at third. So the field looks pretty good. After all the rain they've had in the Cleveland area, we'll see how those outfielders react to anything hit on the ground. It's a good night to take an extra base if indeed that ball comes up very wet to the outfielders. But we are ready to go from Cleveland Stadium. Saxy's ready to start things off. So here is the Hawkaroo.
All right, Wimpy, thank you very much. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball from Cleveland Stadium. First of a 3-game set. It'll be Sax, Raines, and Big Frank Thomas to face the 24-year-old rookie right-hander Dave Malicki. There are the numbers on Sax, hitting at .234, 4 homers, 46 RBIs, 5 for 21 this year against Cleveland pitching. First pitch outside, and finally this ball game is underway. Outfield bunts there straight up. Good speed in center and in right. Kenny Lofton can cover a lot of ground. That fastball inside, so Sax jumps out on top. 2-0. 320 down each line here at Cleveland Stadium. 375 in left center. 404 straightaway center field. 370 in right center. Up high, 3-0. Carlos Martinez just about even with a bag at third. That's 4 in a row, so good speed aboard the leadoff man. Sax with 24 stolen bases. That'll bring up Tim Raines. Rock hitting at .286, 5 homers. He's knocked in 46. 11 for 37 this year against the Tribe with a homer and 8 knocked in. Decent lead by Sax. Martinez in on the grass. Licky gets that fastball over and the count 0-1. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home, select yours. Malicki, tall, rangy youngster, 6'4", 185 pounds. Born here in Cleveland, now resides in Colorado Springs, Colorado. A little bigger lead by Sax. And there are our picks to click. Skip Ellison, our producer director, and the crew took Tim Raines. Murphy's going to go with one dog. And I'll go with Robin. Checks it up foul. So the count hangs it. No balls, 2 strikes. Indians 69 and 77, 16 games back in the East. Tribe has a home record of 37 and 34. And they are 10 under on the road at 32 and 42. Ball hit hard in left field. Glenn Allen Hill, he's there, makes the catch, and there's one gone.
The first baseman, number 35, Frank Thomas.
That'll bring up Frank Thomas. On Wednesday's game at Yankee Stadium, had his first 5-hit game of his career. A couple of doubles, a couple of RBIs, 3 runs scored. Frank hitting at .321, 23 homers. He has knocked in 103. There you see Frank, 7 for 33. There goes Sachs, got a good jump. Junior Ortiz the throw. And he steals second base, so that's number 25 for Sachs.
All right, Saxy. The only thing that could have been better if he would have gotten there a little bit earlier, like when Raines was hitting, but very aggressively right there. Saxy gets a good jump to throw just up the line. A good throw actually had Sachs. Quick release there by Junior Felix. So that's number 25 on the year and gives Frank another RBI opportunity.
Baerga holding Sachs close. There's a breaking ball strike. And the count 1-1.
Big career against the Indians. Frank has just hammered them at .341 with 4 homers, 16 runs batted in. Just about a little over 2 years of work.
In Malicki's first start against the Sox, Frank was 0 for 1 and walked twice. Frank, of course, with 114 base on balls. It leads everybody. 2-1 the count. George Belle, the on deck hitter. Outfield, for the most part, straight up. They are spread out. Three and one. What's new?
Anybody in baseball history ever hit 3-1 more than Frank?
Not that I've seen. I have never seen. The closest I ever saw to him was Carl Yastrzemski. Fouls that pitch away off his foot. So a full count to the big hurt.
That was Frank on the bus was talking about how he when he got those 5 hits that he was using a cracked bat all night. Didn't have any fresh ones. Every one that he had were either chipped or had a little splint in them. Certainly didn't bother him in that ball game. 5 hits.
Payoff pitch to Thomas.
That pitch right there looked like a hanging split finger pitch. If we can take a look at it.
There was something off speed up.
Yeah, that's a split. Yeah, you can see the fork ball. Yeah, belt high. It just had a little bit of late movement. It fooled Frank. Frank looked like he was going to take it, and then he was very late adjusting. You can see when his swing came through, the ball was already behind him. Of course, we have seen him swing late and hit balls out of the ballpark, too.
Here's Belle. He was 1 for 3 off Malicki. Back on the 12th. George hitting at .259, 22 homers. He has knocked in 101. He's done some damage against the Tribe this year. 14 for 36. 4 homers, knocked in 14. Only 2 Sox players that have home runs against Cleveland this year are Belle and Tim Raines. He just misses this one. Wow. High, towering fly ball into left field. Glenn Allen Hill now has to regroup. Makes the catch. That'll return to the side. Nothing across. There were no hits, no errors. 1 left after half inning of play. The Sox nothing, and the Tribe coming to bat.
No score, bottom of the first, and here's the Indian lineup given by their manager, Mike Hargrove. 9 games under the 500 mark. The Tribe is tied for 4th in the AL East. Quickly, the top third of center fielder Kenny Lofton, shortstop Felix Vermeem, and Carlos Baerga at second. Middle third features Albert Belle, the DH, Paul Sereno at first base, and Carlos Martinez is at third. Bottom third of Mark Whitten in right field, then Allen Hill in left, and Junior Ortiz behind home plate. Raines, Johnson, and Pasqua in the outfield for the White Sox. Ventura, Swaim, Sachs, and Thomas in the infield. And the battery tonight of Ron Karkovice and Kirk McCaskill. There's the numbers on Eddie. 9 and 12 with a .395 earned run average. He has started 30 of them, completed none. Kirk good hits the innings pitch ratio, 167 and almost 187 innings of work. 82 walks, 92 strikeouts. And the American League batting just .237 against McCaskill, so that'll tell you about some of his stuff. He lost to the Cleveland Indians on Saturday, but pitched very well, giving up 2 runs.
Here's the center fielder, Kenny Lofton. First pitch, curveball high. Lofton hitting at .281. 5 homers. He's knocked in 36. He checked at 12 for 37 this year against the Sox as he fouls that fastball away. Lofton, it would help a little bit if you can keep him off the bases.
Good idea.
58 he has pilfered in 69 attempts. There's a bunt foul. So McCaskill on top of the East Chicago, Indiana native. A ball and 2 strikes.
There they are. There's the entertainment.
Frick and Frack.
They probably got a nightclub act someplace. They do the same thing. About 8 shows nightly.
McCaskill tries to backdoor and missed. And the count evens at 2. Ooh. Just got a piece of it. Other American League action will show Texas at Toronto, Boston at Detroit. Orioles take on the Brewers at County Stadium, Yankees at Kansas City, Minnesota at California, and Oakland at the Kingdome against the Mariners, who are on a 13-game losing streak. There's a base hit in the left field, so good speed aboard.
Well, Officer Karkovice comes into the picture right now. His job is to apprehend all base thefts, all base thievery, and Kenny Lofton, the best in the American League so far this season. Those 58 stolen bases, and he has been caught only 11 times. He's a good one. Puts his sliding uniform on. He got a little, he must slide. He must put his right hand back a little bit. So Kenny putting a little different glove on with some support in the back of that right hand, helping to protect his wrist a little bit.
Here's the shortstop, Felix Vermeem. Hitting at .255, no homers. He's knocked in 12. 7 for 30 this year against Sox pitching. One final in the National League. Cubs scored 3 in the 7th to beat the Cardinals 9-7 at Wrigley. Robinson the winner, Smith the loser. Sandberg number 22, Pena number 7, Dawson number 21, and May number 8 all went deep in that ball game as Vermeem takes a fastball strike. We see Blue Jays leading the Rangers 2-0 third at Skydome. Kevin Brown going for victory number 20 against the southpaw out of Huntsville, Alabama, Jimmy Key. After an inning and a half at Tiger Stadium, Detroit leading Boston 2-1. That's Dobson against Doherty. Baltimore did not score in the top of the first at Milwaukee. In that Oakland-Seattle game, Mike Moore 14-11 against Fisher, who is 2-1. We saw this matchup at Comiskey Park back on the 12th. Kenny Lofton was on base twice against McCaskill and did not attempt to steal. He has a good move, and of course Karkovice behind the plate. Pops it up into center field. Lance Johnson. And there's one gone.
Looks like that wind might be blowing from left to right field tonight. You saw that play. Glenn Ellen Hill had to drift way over towards left center after the ball was hit almost down the left field line. Thing to watch tonight.
Oh, Glory out atop the scoreboard in center field, hanging straight down.
Yeah.
Here's the second baseman, Carlos Baerga, hitting at .304, 17 homers. He has 94 knocked in. Carlos 12 for 38 against the Sox this year with a couple of long ones, and he has plated 5. So Lofton taking a pretty good lead at first. He leads the league by 6 in stolen bases. Takes off the pitch out. Karkovic should get him. Nope. Bad throw.
Well, the White Sox guessed right there. Kenny Lofton off to the races on the first pitch to Baerga, but that is stolen base number 59. Watch Kark right here. McCaskill looks like he gave him a pretty good shot. Pitches up and away right where you want it. Kark had everything going except the location of that throw way up the third base side, so really no chance for Lofton.
Fouls that fastball. 1-1 the count. Well, now he has a 7 stolen base lead over Pat Listash of the Brewers, and 8 over Brady Anderson of the Orioles. Luis Polonia with 50. No score, bottom of the first inning if you just joined us. Oh boy, Dale, somebody's got to hang out around him. Outfield straight up for Baerga.
Especially with one out, that's the best time to steal third base. That old baseball adage, you never want to make the first or third out of an inning at third base. Right here with 1 out, if Lofton can get there, Baerga wouldn't have to get a hit to score him, especially with that great speed. Just a medium depth fly ball when you consider the White Sox throwing arms out there in the outfield too. Score him easily.
Another souvenir left side. So McCaskill coming right at Baerga with a heat. Ball and 2 strikes to Carlos as you look at the league leaders and base hits. Puckett. Edgar Martinez, who is gone for the season. Baerga. It's just foul down past Jeff Newman, third base coach. So it appears that Edgar Martinez is indeed going to win his first batting title.
Sure looks like it.
Hitting .343. Puckett next at .329. Big Frank 5th at .321.
You would think he'd have it easily unless Kirby just got so hot you couldn't stand it.
Yeah, that's hard to raise your average 14 points.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks of the season.
Especially when you have 600 at bats. Nah.
They're going to make him earn it if he's going to try to steal it.
That's good. You see so many pitchers not paying any attention to any base runners, whether they be fast or slow, and they give up a lot of extra stolen bases as the direct result of that. Kirk doing a real good job on Lofton. And Swain also. Good idea. You go left, I'll go right.
There you see Montreal won. That's nothing. Third inning at Shea. Kruger against Gooden. Pittsburgh leading the Phillies 1-0. Fourth, Mulholland against Wakefield. Houston over the Bravos 1-0 in the second. Harnish against the old Crafty. Wiley. Coyote, Charlie Lee Brandt.
Guiley.
Oh, good pitch. Just off the plate inside and didn't get it. 2-2.
Well, Baerga obviously guarding against the outside corner. You can see him. He's right on top of the plate and he strides in. Good pitch right there. Good acting job may have gotten him that call. A good pitch by McCaskill.
Breaking ball, chops it right side. Underneath over to McCaskill. Watch out, Kirk. Lofton.
Oh.
And there's 2 gone.
Well, you got that right. Lofton could have taken off to a home if Kirk nonchalants that one or takes a few extra steps. And we're talking about world-class speed over there at third base and Kenny Lofton.
I don't know about world-class speed, but we are certainly talking about world-class acceleration.
Yeah.
He accelerates as quick as anybody as we have ever seen.
Yeah. Say, what is his times in the 40s and 50s and stuff? I bet you they are right there with some of the fastest guys that have ever played baseball. And there have been some burners.
Here's Albert Belle, DH tonight, hitting at 260, 30 homers. He's knocked in 97. Takes a breaking ball low. Albert 12 for 40 this year against White Sox pitching. And he has yet to knock in a run.
Huh. Well, he did a number on Jack Morris yesterday. Drove in 4, prevented Jack from winning his 20th game.
It's high and deep in the center field. Lance Johnson back. You can put it on the board. Two-run homer by Albert Belle, number 31, and it's a 2-0 Cleveland lead. Is he strong?
He is really strong. 31 homers, 99 driven home, and you know, you leave out something out over the plate where you get those big arms of his extended. This is a fastball. No, well, it was that little cutter fastball. Yeah, he didn't just spiraled up there, and that really served the same purpose as a hanging breaking ball right there. And Belle's just an excellent off-speed hitter.
Paul Sereno takes a strike on the outer half. Sereno hitting at 277, 16 homers. He's knocked in 52. Breaking ball strike. Ball 5 for 15 this year against the White Sox with a homer. And 2 knocked in. Curveball high, 1-2 the count. Two-two pitch.
There you see Albert Belle. Got to be a happy camper right now.
And in the home run race, there you see Gonzalez. That's one Gonzalez. McGuire, Carter, Wimpy's Buddy Cecil,
Friend.
Albert, and Tettleton. You know, Mickey Tettleton's only 4 behind Thomas in walks. He's got 110.
Yeah.
Carlos Martinez hitting at 266. Casco wanted that curveball, didn't get it.
Season against the White Sox, you can see he's done some damage.
Fastball right there, and the count 1-1.
tell you, Carlos Martinez is getting a good swing at every off-speed pitch the White Sox pitchers have thrown him in the last couple of series. You have got to find out if Carlos can hit that fastball. Right there, it didn't look like he had too good of a chance on the one thrown by McCaskill.
Fastball inside. 2 balls and a strike. 2 runs on 2 hits for the Tribe here in the bottom of the first inning.
Looks like he's got a good fastball tonight.
He does.
Popping that glove.
There's another one.
He's late on that one. So he just left that cutter out over the plate and up on Albert Belle. When those big guys, strong as Belle is, get their arms extended, they'll knock it out of here. Of course, last year that wouldn't have been anywhere near the fence, would it, Hawk? They brought it in about 10 feet all the way around.
Yeah, they brought it in significantly.
What was it, 425, I believe? They brought it in about 20 feet.
I don't know what it said, but it played like it was about 440.
Oh, yeah, it was terrible.
Jammed him right there. 2 hopper Swaim sacks. They forced Serrano, and that'll do it. But Albert Belle's 31st homer, and after 1, Cleveland leads it 2-0. Robin Ventura leads off the top of the second. It'll be Ventura, Pasqua, and Lance Johnson to face Dave Malicki. As Robin takes it up high, Ventura hitting at 281. 13 homers, he's knocked in 81. Hitting 361 this year against the Tribe. 13 for 36. Outfield shading him around to the left. Takes a strike, and the count evens at 1. Put a little string on him. Good pitch by Malicki.
I believe that was his split finger pitch. Well, he throws that one pretty hard. Got Frank Thomas on it.
Took a lot off that one.
Yeah. But harder than some of the guys we've seen.
He's got good stuff.
Yeah. Pretty good looking pitch right there.
Similar to that pitch to Baerga.
Yeah.
The 2-2. Second strikeout for the Tribe right-hander, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Danny Pasqua.
Take a look at this one. Is it? Yes, it is. It's a split finger again. As you mentioned, he throws his a little bit harder than some of the other guys that you'll see. He has late movement. That one broke down and away a little bit to Robin. Not in a particularly good location, but the speed was good and the arm action.
There are the numbers on Pasqua. 203. 4 home runs and 22 knocked in. 1 for 7 this year against Cleveland. He's on top, 2-0. Say, not a bad crowd at all in attendance for the inclement weather that they have had all day. What a shot base hit in the right field. So Danny gets the count in his favor and takes advantage of it.
Well, you know, Danny's starting to swing the bat a little bit better. In that New Yankee series, you can see he's getting his hands away from him. He's not wrapping the bat around his head and on his shoulder. Look at his hands right here, just the start of the stance. See, it's away from his body, giving him a chance to be a little bit more free with his swing. Right there, that's as good a swing as we've seen Danny take in a while. So you got the contact right out in front. The head was right there, not a whole lot of movement. And the end result, you got the head out and gets himself a base hit.
Well, as much as anything, or maybe even more so than something mechanical, I think he's just starting to take advantage of the counts. That home run he hit in Yankee Stadium was on 3-1.
Yeah.
We've seen Danny all year long with the 2-0, 3-1 counts and hitting those foul balls over the third base dugout.
Well, that's true. And you can point that to not being able to dial it up for the fastball, and also too, when you wrap that bat around your head, it's tough to get that bat to the hitting zone out in front of home plate where you want it.
1-0. 2 balls, no strikes to Lance Johnson, hitting at 287. That's for those 3 homers. 44 knocked in. 8 for 33 this year against the Tribe.
That'll roll.
That's hit hard in the right field. Mark Whitten cannot get it. It gets by him. Pasqua Turning it on, Bevington waving him around third. Now he's going to hold him right there. Lance gets caught off. Now here comes Pasqua. Baerga.
Oh, my.
Will have to hold it, so the botched relay play allows Pasqua to score, and Lance into third, 2-1 ball game.
Oh, thank you. You know, I was just going to say that the Cleveland Indians don't have a whole lot of respect for Lance Johnson's ability to pull a baseball. And Mark Whitten didn't get a good jump at all. He may have been spinning his wheels out there in the wet outfield, but watch this right here. Fastball tailing over the inside corner, and Lance leads with that front elbow. You can see that that outfield was swung way around the left field. And Lance hits it right by Whitten. And you ain't kidding, that was a botched relay. Danny was held up at third, and there he goes by Bevington. Lance is on his way. Fortunately, Baerga dropped the ball, or somebody was going to be out there.
Karkovice takes a pitch inside. Cleveland with the infield in.
They must have given Baerga an error on that play, right?
One of the two. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the right call.
That's on the outside corner. Well, the 16th error committed by Carlos Baerga. And if Karkovice can get him in, it'll be a big one. Hung that one upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Tribe. A run on 2 hits, no errors for the Sox. Counting this one, Sox with 17 games remaining in the season. And you make your plans to be with us at Comiskey Park. Starting Monday, the final homestand. Oakland for 4 and California for 3.
And while we have a moment, Hawk, I'd like to wish my mom a very happy birthday.
Yes.
Watching the game in just outside of Detroit. I want to say this too late. In lieu of a very expensive present, I thought I'd wish my mom a very happy birthday on national television. Love you, Mom.
That's a base hit into left field. Didn't hit it hard off the end of the bat. Johnson scores, and the game is tied at 2.
Batting 9, shortstop number 42, Dale Swain.
Anyway, Kark, get yourself another RBA. That's 39 on the season. He just fought it off his fist into left field. When you're strong and you take a full swing, you got a chance, especially with that infield in. See the fastball tailing in. Find that hole. My mom's 45, by the way.
Happy birthday. Here's Dale Swain. Takes a fastball outside. In lieu of, huh? That could be a nickname for you, Wimpy.
Yeah. Let's go in lieu.
Close, tight, in lieu of.
Louis.
2-0 the count to Swain, hitting at 184, 2 homers. He's knocked in 9, 0 for 4 this year against Cleveland.
And the one thing that the White Sox have done great on this road trip, Hawk, is when the other team scores, they always seem to answer in their next half of the inning, offensive inning. Did a nice job of that in New York.
There's a shot base hit into right field. Karkovice will hold at second. Mark Whitten with one of the better throwing arms in all of baseball. So 4 consecutive hits.
Second baseman number 7.
Another
Steve
thing the
Sanders.
Sox did in that Yankee series was take advantage. They were very opportunistic of Yankee mistakes.
Oh, and they made a bunch, too. The Yankees had been playing real good baseball up until that point. They'd won 6 out of 7. But, boy, that 3 games, they made a ton of mistakes. And the White Sox were right there to pounce on them. As soon as they made an error, boy, they put that into a big inning. They really messed up some young pitchers over there. And that's what winning is all about, taking advantage of the other guy's mistakes.
Well, we were talking about that yesterday. We had the off day. And it's tough to go out and beat a club trying to win a divisional title. It's try to go out and beat somebody every day. But what you can do is you can go out and you can play good, solid defensive baseball, good fundamental baseball, and allow the other team to beat themselves. Because as you look at the right-hander Rod Nichols warming up, if you do that, you're going to win. If you just play solid fundamental baseball, you're going to win more games than you lose in this league.
No doubt.
Steve Sachs, breaking ball high.
More and more, you see the championship teams are always the ones that are playing the best defense.
Catching the baseball.
Oh,
if you
boy.
can't catch the baseball, it's hard to win.
Regardless of your offense.
That's off the glove. Baerga going to wait for it now. Tag second. They force Swain. So with 2 out runners at the corners.
The left fielder, number 30, Tim Ray.
Swaim is forced. Well, it looked like off the bat it might be hit harder than that, but not so. So Timmy Raines will get a chance here for an RBI. He's got 45 on the season. Try and break this 2-2 deadlock.
Timmy line hard to Glenn Allen Hill in left field his first trip. Got a good pitch to hit. Brew Crew. Rick Bonds 21st homer, 3-run shot.
Big
Blue
game.
Jays. Look at Winfield.
Oh, he's got that 100 then, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's right. What a season he is having.
The oldest
40 years old.
The oldest guy in the history of baseball to get 100 RBIs in a season.
He had 95 coming in.
Oh, okay. Well, Big Dave's going to get it.
There goes Sachs. Throw through. Here's a relay. Low throw, bad throw. Clark scores. Sox lead at 3-2.
Yes. It's the first time we've seen that this year, isn't it? From our standpoint.
First successful
Yep.
try.
I don't remember trying that.
Yeah, we tried it earlier in the season, and they nailed somebody at home plate.
Maybe once. Well, she got a great memory. You like those elephants. Take a look at this one. Clark got a great jump at third base. Saxey got the jump and then stopped. He was going to force a run down. Junior Ortiz through. Shortstop Felix Fermin is the man coming up to make the throw, and Karkovic just beat him. Even if everything was perfect, Clark got such a good jump at third base, he beat it easily. It's the importance of getting that walking lead at third base and making sure that catcher throws through. And right there, you got to make sure you get on the third base line too to make that obstruct that catcher's throw if indeed he does fake and throw to third.
Ball's got to go past the pitcher. As a count 2-1 to Raines. Two balls, 2 strikes to Rock. Pick him up, Rock. Jammed him. Sereno up with it underneath Timlicki, and that'll do it. But the Sox, that turned out to be a big box relay play by Cleveland's. They had to play the infield in. Sox pick up the 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, 1 left after an inning and a half. 3-2 good guys. 3-2 Sox here in the bottom of the second. For the Tribe, it'll be the lower third of the order. Mark Whitten, Glenn Allen Hill, and Junior Ortiz to face Kirk McCaskill. Whitten hitting at .266, 9 homers. He's knocked in 42, takes a fastball strike. He's done some damage against the Sox this year. 13 for 31. He'll pencil out at .419. 0-2 the count. Front of that one. And a reminder that White Sox Charities is offering fans the opportunity to take batting practice in the cage at Comiskey Park at Swings for Sox on Saturday, September 19th. That's tomorrow from 10 to 4. Adults and children 5 and older will be able to hit from a pitching machine run by Ron Schuler, Bill Melton, Moose Gowan, and Ron Kittle. 2 Hopper, Big Frank, 1 out. So for more information, just dial 312-924-1000. That's tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Comiskey Park. One out, and here's the left fielder, Glenn Allen Hill. Hill is hitting 6 of his last 7 ball games, 9 for 26, 3 homers, and he's knocked in 6. Can't get that hook. Hill's just 6 for 23 this year against Sox pitching. No homers. He's knocked in 3. Breaking ball low, 1-1 the count. About a 35-minute rain delay if you joined us late. The Sox very lucky to even get this ball game in with the forecast. Not too good.
Well, you know it's going to rain in Cleveland at some point during the day.
Pitch inside, 2-1.
Well, actually, the people say that it's been beautiful here. Weather has been great.
Well, I'm thinking
recently.
June they broke their all-time record for rain.
For Cleveland?
Yeah.
Really?
So that's a lot of rain.
That's a bunch.
Fastball fouls it back. And the count evens at 2.
Tell you what, this is one of the better fields that I've ever seen since coming into Cleveland. When you played here, Hawk, was the field in good playing condition?
It was soft. Yeah, it was a good field to play on. It was soft. And when it rained like this, I mean, you had no chance. Breaking ball low, 4 count. Especially once the Browns got out there.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be puddles out there. It was like a quagmire, like a swamp.
Well, the
especially in right field.
Yeah, the outfield was very, the grass was high. The side robin, 2 Hopper. 2 gone.
Why, hadn't they invented lawnmowers?
I'll tell you,
At that point?
you couldn't even see, when you look, I'd be playing right field, I look over at Jose Cardinal was the center field. I look over at Junior, and you couldn't even see his shoes.
Wow, that's long.
Yeah.
Well, and the infield was long too, then obviously.
Not as long as Junior Ortiz takes the strike, but it was a good field to play on. The infield was always real good. That's foul.
Davey Nelson trying to negotiate some bases there for Junior. That was clearly foul, though. Well, I just remember in the 70s and 80s, the field just being in awful condition. Guys wouldn't even take ground balls in infield because you know you're going to get hit in the face with it. It was in such terrible condition, the dirt part and the grass.
Junior cutting and slashing up there on that breaking pitch.
But then Jim Anglia came over there for a year, and he made this field just perfect. And then the Texas got him away, so he's been working on the Ranger field ever since. But this field right here looks pretty good, though. I used to kid those ground trooper over here. They used to paint the field. I used to call them the Earl Scheib crew. With that green paint.
Out of play. Tell you, that field really was indirectly responsible for me breaking my ankle and my leg, because I had ordered some extra long spikes because of the length of the grass and the softness of the outfield. And I was breaking them in Mesa, Arizona, in that hard-baked clay. And
oh, yeah.
those long spikes and that hard clay didn't mix too well.
They don't.
Oh, got him on the outside corner. Junior will grab some bench. 1, 2, 3 for McCaskill. After 2, Sox lead it 3-2. Beautiful shot of the Society Center here in Cleveland, and once again our condolences to the family and friends of the Cleveland owners, David Jacobs, who passed away at the age of 71 this morning, pneumonia. As we mentioned, his big Frank Thomas will lead it off. Didn't know him personally, but heard a lot of good things. Said he was a very warm and gentle person. And he was very much responsible for the renovation of the downtown Cleveland area. He and his brother.
Never heard anything bad about the Jacobs. No.
Just heard they're real nice people. Big Frank with a 1-1 count. Sox lead at 3-2 here in the 3rd inning. Frank struck out his first trip.
Good split finger pitch right there by Malicki, right on the outside corner at the knees.
One out here in the top of the 3rd, and we'll pause for station identification.
This is WGN-TV Chicago, America's #1 sports station.
Along with the Whimperoo, Tom Paciorek. This is a Hawk and Harrelson, first of a 3-game set here in Cleveland. Clive with 2 in the first, Sox with 3 in the second. Here's George Belle. He just missed one to end the 1st inning. High towering drive in the left field, takes a strike. Top of the 4th inning down at Fulton County Stadium. Astros leading the Bravos 6-3. Pitch wide. 1-1 the count. And a reminder, the Illinois Institute of Technology and the Sox will offer community leadership scholarships to attend IIT. These 4-year full tuition scholarships will go to area students who have demonstrated academic and community skills. So for more information, just dial 312-567-3025. That ball deep. Way back. You can put it on the board. Yes. 23rd home run of the season by George Belle. And the Sox lead it 4-2.
Well, the ball looks like it's jumping pretty well when you hit it in the air. Of course, George Belle, his last time up, just missed it. Looks like it's almost the same pitch. He didn't that time. 23 on the season in the home run category, and that's 102 runs batted in for George Belle. Let's take a look at it. Ortiz wants it away. He got it up and over pretty much the middle of the plate. And George, who had just missed the pitch previous, you can see he gets it out in front. That's all he needed.
Robin can't get it. So that's the first major league home run thrown by Dave Malicki. Robin, a strikeout victim. Oh, 0-2 the count.
And nobody's taken a good swing off that split finger yet.
He's changing speeds on it, throwing it hard, using it as a changeup. In the dirt, 1-2 the count.
Yeah, the fastball's the pitch that's been hurting him.
Four runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Sox. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for the Tribe. Albert Belle's 31st homer in the 1st inning. Robin cues that one over into the Sox dugout. The 2-2. Full count to Ventura. Splitter way out in front of him. Watch out. Oh, that was right over Albert Belle's head.
Can't afford to lose that guy. Whoa.
Jays putting it on the Rangers at Skydome. Tigers putting it on the Carmines in Detroit. Pops this pitch up. It's playable. Wins the win. They're going to lose it. Yeah.
And one of the very few times you didn't see Robin Ventura run out of ball.
He thought it was foul.
Yeah. I did too.
They did too, Wimpy.
Cleveland did. They're not a person in this ballpark. Because actually, I'm sure Robin will tell you, he should have been on second base with this one. That ball is towering. Oh, we've seen it. Vanell and Hill had problems in the first inning on a fly ball to left field. Ball's really blowing. We can't see the flag moving that much or even in that direction, but it's definitely blowing from left to right.
Here's Danny. That ball gets by Ortiz, so Ventura will move into second base on the wild pitch. Pasqua started off the 3-run second with a line shot base hit into right field on a 2-0 count. Short-arming right-hander Rod Nichols.
And what just happened right there, Hawk, is all part of what we were talking about earlier, giving the other team a chance by giving them 4 outs in an inning. And sure, the wind is blowing hard in the, in that direction. But that ball still should have been caught. But that's the 4th opportunity the White Sox will have to score this inning.
Low and inside, 2-0 the count. Strike at the knees on the outer half. In game 2 tomorrow afternoon, Blackjack McDowell will tee it up against the southpaw Dennis Cook. It will be at 12:30 Chicago time. And he fouls it back. And in the finale on Sunday, Wilson Alvarez against Jose Mesa, who has been pitching so well. Both he and Cook have been pitching well for the Tribe. Outfield spread out straight up. 1 out, the 2-2 pitch. Hammers it. The splitter upstairs.
Well, it looks like Danny Pasqua is giving himself a chance to hit right now, though. He's getting that head of the bat out in front of home plate. As big and strong as he is, he hits it on the fat part of the bat. He's going to hit a lot of balls out of the ballpark. Matter of fact, he doesn't even have to hit it on the fat part.
No, he can muscle it out like he did in New York.
Exactly.
Full count. Well, the Sox did not sign Danny to a multi-year contract because they thought he was going to hit 300. Oh boy, there's that splitter. Takes the bad pitch. 4th strikeout from Licky.
And they've all been on splitters.
The center fielder, number 1, Lance Johnson.
And he's got a good one. Tell you what, late movement on that pitch, and as you mentioned, Hawk, he can change speeds with it. That makes it doubly more effective. Gives him another pitch, in essence.
Here's Lance Johnson. Outfield playing him around to the left. Lance had a double and a run scored. Takes the ball inside.
They're swinging around a little bit. Slowly but surely, Lance is going to get these guys to play him straight away, this American League. Well, remember, they used to play him almost like Polonia. Just minimize what he can do. He was way off the plate. Ball outside. There's a throw. Fish ain't biting. But when Lance stepped up to home plate, got right on top of it, he gave himself an opportunity to hit every pitch hard. I think by next year, that's really going to show. With a full season behind him hitting that way, you're going to see a lot more extra base hits from Lance Johnson last year, and I think his average is going to be around that 300 mark, too.
He's at 288 as he stands in. That one upstairs, and Lance just couldn't do anything with it. So the count 2-1. Ventura at second, Karkovice on deck.
And another thing, too, is that guys that stand way off the plate are going to have their head has got to move that much more than the guy that stands right on top of the plate. Simple physics would tell you that.
What? Right side. Paul Sereno sucks it up, steps on the back, and that'll do it. But George Belle's 23rd homer. And after 2.5, Sox lead at 4-2. Two good guys here in the bottom of the third inning. For the Tribe, it'll be the top of the order. Kenny Lofton, Felix Fermin, and Carlos Baerga to face 31-year-old right-hander Kirk McCaskill. And as Lofton comes up, a reminder on Saturday, September 26th, the Sox host the Angels at 6:05. Now, following that game, all fans will see the final fireworks show of the season, all courtesy of Target Stores, which will open March of 1993. For tickets, just dial Ticketmaster 312-831-1-SOX. Kenny Lofton takes a fastball strike about thigh high. He has singled, stolen the base, and scored a run. Picked up his 59th steal on a pitch out in the first inning. Two balls and a strike. Ventura, a couple of steps on the grass at third. Outfield swung well around to the left. That's by Robin. So there's that speed aboard. Boy, he just ripped that one. He's a different looking player than we saw first part of the year.
Well, it's absolutely incredible. Well, you got to like the way this young man is swinging the bat now, especially the way he can run around in the outfield, make difficult plays appear easy with that great speed. And, of course, his base stealing ability is really second to none right now. Take a look. It's a fastball. It looks like it's up and in. No, it's up and out over the plate, and he just kind of muscles it. It looked like a check swing, as a matter of fact. What it was, he just kind of led with his hands right there. Decided, well, what the heck, I'll just let it hit the barrel of the bat and did a bullet by the third baseman who was playing in.
Implemented his physics, huh? Yeah. Here's Felix Fermin. Fly to Lance Johnson.
Good job of physicifying right there.
Felix just 28 years old. There goes Lofton. The throw, they got him. Yes. Kirk right on the money this time. He'll grab some bench.
Officer Karkovice apprehended him before he could complete this theft. Boy, what a release by Kark. Man, pretty good jump, too. I mean, he is off to the races. He's in full stride after about 2 steps. Kenny looked like he got his feet crossed up a bit as to when he was going to start that slide. That will happen occasionally. Kark got him.
One-two pitch in the right field. Danny Pascal has to give a little ground. He can't make a play. There's Fermin. They got a shot at him with a good throw. time.
There's got to be some wind up there. Big time wind. Blowing from left to right. You saw the pop-up that Robin Ventura hit last inning. A couple other balls carrying well. Felix Fermin does not have extra base power. Fastball up and out over the plate. He's a bit late on the inside-out swing, and the ball just carries over Pasqua's head. Danny got a late jump on it.
That's a key. He just didn't react well.
That, the late jump and the wind factor got him a triple.
Here's Baerga trying to pick up his 95th RBI. Takes a strike. Carlos bounced down 3-1 his first trip. 4-6-0 for the Sox, 2-4-1 for the Tribe. Jammed in, good fastball right there on the fist by McCaskill. So he's way on top, 0-2. The problem is right now, though, when he's trying to work the left-handed hitter inside. And the same for Malicki. They have not gotten a call from the home plate umpire.
Well, I think it'd be a good idea to come in there one time and see what you can do, though.
It'd be a good idea to double him up in there.
Yeah. So he's coming away.
Nope. Breaking ball.
Because Baerga, he's diving. He's out to cover that outside corner. Got the open stance. He's fairly close to home plate. Way up in front of the batter's box, too. He's looking dead red up there. Now you see where he stands. Back foot even with the back of the plate. And he will stride into the ball.
Fastball wide, 2-2.
That's pretty much a characteristic of Jose Morales, the hitting coach for the Cleveland Indians. He likes those guys right on top of the plate. There's Osei. What a nice job. What, they hit 265 as a team? That's good. Use those hands to hit. Ball down low. You mentioned this too, Hawk, about the cocking action that they have. Hands going up as they're cocking it. That's good. Because they're right there in the hitting zone and cocking at the same time, so they can pull that trigger. Albert Belle, the on-deck hitter, does the same thing, although he starts from a lower hand position.
Payoff pitch. Souvenir left side. Very vocal crowd here at Cleveland Stadium tonight.
Well, this is one of the bigger crowds we have seen here in the last couple of years.
Well, they're averaging 16,102 for a home game. And once again, the payoff pitch to Baerga. Second walk issued by McCaskill, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, the designated hitter, Albert Belle, with a two-run homer, his 31st over the center field fence in the first inning.
Man. 4 homers in his last 4 at-bats at Cleveland Stadium. Can't do any better than that. How about a 6-4-3 to end that string? Albert, by contrast to Baerga's, is about as far back as you can get in the batter's box.
Oh, 0-1 the count. Here's a little cut fastball right here that Albert Belle hit out. Got it up out over the plate. High towering drive. Taking Lance Johnson way back. trying to go for 5 in a row here.
Well, he had a homer last night, too, off Jack Morris. Take a look at Albert in the batter's box. See, that's as far as you can get right there. It means he's not afraid to hit that breaking ball. Better off-speed hitter. Yes.
He got him. Big strikeout for Kirk. He'll grab some bench.
First baseman number 9, Paul Sorrento.
Like a pretty good pitch to hit here. It was down. I think it was right down the middle of the plate. Obviously thinking breaking ball here. Look at that thigh high, middle. Well, I'll bet you Albert would like to have that one back.
Paul Sorrento, the first baseman, drew a walk. Takes the ball. There's no piece of cake up there at the plate. He's got 16 homers, 52 RBIs. This young man has learned how to quicken his bat up.
He's using that. He's trying to cock his bat the same way too, Hawk, upward. He didn't used to do that. He used to drop his hands severely when he was with Minnesota. Couldn't get to that fastball.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Greatest cocking action you can have going up. And the best example or illustration of that in this league is John Olerud.
Yeah. Looks like they're trying to do that as a group here.
Well, if you can get somebody to do that, you are really helping.
Sorrento is really quickening up his bat. You know, you commented about that the first time we saw him. He looked like a different hitter. Of course, he's getting a chance to play now, and I'm sure he's dialing it up for that fastball more.
He's probably hacking here on 3-0. Got to be careful. That's into the gap in right center. That's going to score a pair. That's by Ergo. And the game is tied at 4. Now Sorrento goes into third base.
Fastball, you can just sit dead red. Look at how his hand action right there. Cocks him upstairs. He got himself a pitch right down the middle of the plate to go with that. See how the contact is right there? That stiff front side. Contact out in front of home plate. He just drills it in the gap. So a 4-4 tie now. He goes to third on the error. Who the error is charged to yet.
Looking to play by McCaskill. Oh, the shot by Martinez, and it'll retire the side, but a couple of runs on 3 hits. And after 3, tied at 4.
Top of the 4th inning here at Cleveland Stadium, and we are seeing a slugfest so far in this ball game. 4-6-1 for the White Sox. 4 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Cleveland Indians. Dave Malicki and Kirk McCaskill still in there for their respective teams. Ron Karkovice takes ball 1 on the breaking pitch. Kark 1 for 1. Singled, had an RBI, stole home. Can't do any better than that. There's a breaking ball on the outside corner. So Malicki gets even the count at 1. Outfield playing Karkovice deep straight away. They got to play deep tonight. That wind is funky. Breaking ball got away from him, so Karkovice goes ahead in the count 2-1. Seen some funny action on the balls. The flag is at half-mast in honor of Mr. Jacobs, who passed away today, but the wind obviously going out to right. Oh, Kark went after ball 3. High fastball from Malicki. And here's a score. Pittsburgh 5, Philadelphia 2. They're in the 6th inning at Pittsburgh. Barry Bonds, 30th homer. Boy, he's doing it. And there's that good split finger pitch. He's gotten 5 strikeouts, all with that nasty splitter. He's given up 6 hits, but they've been all on fastballs. This guy might want to turn into another Bruce Sutter and throw that pitch every time. And Montreal leads New York 4-0 in the 5th. Bill Kruger tries for his first National League win in that ball game. Of course, he was the ace last year of Seattle's staff. Nobody wanted him. Minnesota signed him. He was doing a good job for a while and then kind of fell on hard times, and now he's in the National League. He had pitched with the Dodgers there, so it's not a new experience for him. Here's Dale Swaim. Singled in his first time up. That was in the 2nd. Splitter right there. Hey, Malicki can throw better strikes with his splitter than he can any of his other pitches. Looks like he's really got command of that. Very interesting. Here's the 0-2 to Dale. Oh, good breaking ball. Gotcha. Ooh, that was a hard curveball. So Swaim has a tough at bat. And Malicki has his 6th strikeout. We're only in the 4th inning. There you see him getting on top of that curveball. I think the key for Dave Malicki is to really get on top of his pitchers. When he gets underneath them, that arm drags behind and he just throws some spirals up there, particularly with his off-speed stuff. And that will affect his fastball as well. It'll keep it upstairs. When he stays on top, he's nasty. There's a breaking ball in the dirt to Steve Sachs. Nobody out, 4-4 tie. Top of the 4th inning. Sachs 0 for 1. He walked. Hit into a fielder's choice, but he does have 2 stolen bases on the evening. Hit in the air to right field. Watch that ball take off. The wind just giving some extra footage to anything hitting that direction. And it doesn't look like it should be blowing out there when you look at the flag. And there you see the flag in center field. Not doing a whole bunch, except when you hit the ball in the air, it just gets caught in the jet stream. So the 1-1 to Sachs. 2-1. I think the key to Malicki is really to get ahead in the count so he can take advantage of that good splitter. When he has gotten in trouble, he's given up 6 hits in this ball game. Sox hitters have been able to sit on a fastball when they were ahead in the count. They've done some damage. Popped up. Junior Ortiz has a play. Puts it away, and Malicki has his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. It's after 3.5. We're still tied at 4. Kirk McCaskill working to Mark Whitten in the bottom of the 4th inning in a 4-4 tie. 6 hits for the Sox, 5 for the Tribe. Both teams have made an error. Kirk falls behind in the count 2-0. Whitten grounded out his first time. That was to Frank Thomas at first base. Ground ball, Frank to his right. The overhand flip to McCaskill covering, and that'll do it for Mark Whitten. And there you see some happy Sox fans doing what they do best at the ball game. Boy, that makes me hungry. I want to like send out. Where's the Bertucci boys when you really need them? They have a Bertucci's Cleveland.
We got to work something out with Bobby and Bruno.
Kind of like airlifted.
Yeah.
We could do that. Great concept we'll work on. Here's Glenallen Hill. Takes ball 1 on the changeup. Glenallen, a power factor certainly with those 16 homers, 44 driven home. He grounded out his first time. That was to third. Slider misses away. Sox swung around the pull for Hill, and they are deep in the outfield. Infield pretty much straight away. They're standard. Not a bunt threat, so they're back. Good pitch on the outside corner. Three and 1. And that's what Glenallen Hill wanted. Well, the big hit for the Indians so far is that 2-run double by Sorrento last inning on a 3-0 fastball. They turned him loose, and he responded. That one catches the outside corner. Pitcher's pitch all the way. Glenallen looking for something he could turn on. Got the nasty one, so we'll do a 3-2 thing. Got him. Oh, fish were biting right there. He went after that cut fastball. And McCaskill gets his 3rd strikeout of the evening.
Try catcher number 0, Junior Ortiz.
Take a look. That pitch right there, when it's down, it's very difficult for the hitter to pick up the rotation of it. Upstairs, it looks like a spiral coming at you, like a big dot. Here's Junior Ortiz. He fouls one off. And a reminder that you can suit up with former White Sox greats at the 1993 Chicago White Sox Adult Fantasy Baseball Camp, January 31st through February 7th in Sarasota, Florida. For more information, you can call 800-766-4004. McCaskill working very quickly. Well, I can't read fast enough. There's one foul. What, I can't read fast enough? No, I like the way Kirk is working. Actually, he's got pretty good stuff, but when he's fallen behind the count, that's when he's gotten hammered. 2-run homer to Albert Belle, and the 2-run double by Sorrento. There's one fouled off. In the American League East, Toronto is creaming Texas. 7th inning at Skydome. Milwaukee beating up on Baltimore. 7-zip. There's one in the infield. Robin Ventura heads up. Makes the play easily. So McCaskill works a 1-2-3 4th. And after 4, we are still tied at 4.
That's the story here in the top of the 5th inning. 4-6-1 for the Sox, 4-5-1 for the Tribe. It'll be Raines, Thomas, and Belle to face Dave Mlicki. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts thus far. So here's Rock. He's lined to left and bounced out 3-1. Fastball off the plate. 1-0 the count. Yeah, Wimpy. They took away the title from the Philippines and gave it to Long Beach for the Little League World Championship.
No kidding.
So they had some ineligible players.
So they finally caught up with them, huh?
Yeah, it was a little funny when those guys were driving their rental cars to the park there.
Yeah, when they brought their families with them. Stuff. Wives. Pretty. Is that right? Well, did they give any more specifics on that?
Yeah, they said that there were guys from all over the place rather than the one area that they were supposed to be from. Ooh, pretty close right there, but Rock on top of the count, 2-1.
Oh, no age factors were.
No, they really didn't. They didn't say that.
Huh.
That ball hit deep to right field. Whitten looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Tim Raines' 6th homer of the season, and the Sox lead at 5-4.
Oh, when Tim Raines hits a homer, it's usually a big one, and gave the Sox the lead once again. His last 3 have been very, very important to the White Sox offense. A couple of them to win games last week on that homestand, and this one gives them the lead right here. Fastball upstairs, and he just drilled it. Oh, man, that thing moved out over the middle of the plate. Look at Rock, boy. Very quick, short swing, no head movement right there. That was the key. And Mlicki, every time he throws that fastball, it seems like somebody's hitting the ball hard.
Big Frank 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. 1-1 the count. The Sox with 2 homers tonight. One by George Bell, number 23. One by Rock, number 6. Two balls and a strike. Sox now have 98 home runs on the season. Cleveland has 1 tonight. They have 114. Outfield, straight up, they're spread out. Trying to get a good pitch to hit, and fouled it back. And once again, short arming right-hander
Rod Nichols loosening up. Third time he has been up. Yes, he did. So Big Frank having a lot of trouble picking up the slants of Dave Mlicki. Goes down for the third time.
A lot of guys are having trouble too with that splitter. That's number 7. This is nasty right here. He's saving him up for Frank. But Frank, after getting 5 consecutive hits in New York, boy, look at that. That's just nasty, breaking down and away a little bit. Hang with him. A lot of guys not going to be able to hit that one.
Here's
or lay
George.
off of it.
George 1 for 2. He just missed one in the first, and he got one way over that left center field fence in the third. Mlicki has some good strikeout credentials. Struck out 136 in 115 innings. In 91 in Columbus, South Atlantic League. That ball hit in the left center field. Glenn Allen Hill is there. 2 gone.
Well, it just appears to me, Hawk, that he's able to throw that splitter so much better than at other pitches. I don't know if it's a concentration thing, but on his fastball, he's got movement on it, but he's getting underneath it. Much like the problems that Bobby Thigpen was experiencing there for a while. He'll get that movement, but it'll be kind of a fading action out over the middle of the plate, particularly to left-handed hitters, and that's when you get hurt.
Here's Robin. He's 1 for 2, a strikeout. And back in the third, he popped one up that Carlos Martinez and both Felix Fermin misjudged, fell in for the single. And a reminder, the 2nd annual Sox Fest will be held at the Hyatt Regency Chicago, February 5th through the 7th. Now, don't miss the exciting activities and memorabilia, and of course a chance to meet your favorite White Sox players and broadcasters. So just call the Sox Fest hotline at 312-616-1992 or call the Hyatt for special weekend packages. 312-565-1234. Two balls and a strike. Robin, like Big Frank, having a whole bunch of problems with him.
Robin's closed up that stance a little bit. Remember, he used to hit when he was hot. He had that right foot almost completely out of the batter's box from a side view. He's almost even, which gives me the impression he's real closed, or must give him the feeling that he is closed.
Payoff pitch. He walks it. So the second walk issued by Mlicki.
Right fielder number 44, Dan Pasqua.
Here's Pasqua. Single, scored, and struck out. Just perusing some scores. We showed you Toronto thumping the Rangers 10-zip. Game in the bottom of the 7th at Skydome. Jimmy Key on the hill for the Blue Jays. Kevin Brown started for Texas. It's way outside. Winfield, number 25, a 3-run shot, and Devon White have gone deep. After 6, the Tiger Stadium, Detroit leading Boston 7-2. Lou Whitaker is 18. Doherty on the hill for Detroit. Dobson started for the Red Sox. There's that splitter. And the count 1-1. Greg Vaughn hit his 21st as Milwaukee leads Baltimore 7-zip. Bottom of the 4th, County Stadium, Sutcliffe on the hill for the Orioles. Cal Eldred going for his 9th victory against 1 defeat for the Brew Crew.
Man, he's been big for him.
2 balls and a strike. Kansas City leading New York 3-1 at Royal Stadium after 4. Kamenicki for the Pinstripers. Polito Pichardo for the Royals. 2-1 pitch to Pasqua. There's a good count for him again. 3-1. Later on, the Twinkies take on the Halos at the Big A in Anaheim. Erickson for Minnesota. The Dutchman, Bert Blyleven, 8-8 for the Angels. It's a good record for Bert.
Yeah.
That's out of play left side. Full count with 2 out to Pascal. Of course, Oakland takes on the Mariners. Oakland on a 9-game winning streak. Seattle on a 13-game losing streak. Mike Moore against Fisher.
So what you're saying is not going to get any help?
It doesn't look like not looking too good.
Especially with Edgar Martinez out for the year.
Uh-oh. Walks Pasqua.
Neither pitcher getting that down and in pitch from the, or up and in for that matter, belt high from Vic Voltaggio.
Well, here comes Mike Hargrove. Grover's going to take his slow walk out to the mound.
I think if he takes him out, that's good news for the White Sox. Mlicki with that split
Take him.
finger
There
pitch.
you go. Make the call.
Yeah. Get him out.
So breaking the action as rookie right-hander Dave Mlicki will depart. Veteran Rod Nichols will come on. We'll be back to give you his numbers right after this.
Now pitching for the Tribe.
There you see it, 5-4 White Sox, 2 out, runners at first and second in the top of the 5th inning. A pitching change, the new pitcher coming on for Dave Mlicki, whom you just saw in the dugout. That was Sandy Alomar Jr. sitting next to him, is Rod Nichols. Crafty right-hander. Hawk mentioned the short armor. He's 3-3 with a 4.21 earned run average, appearing in his 27th ball game. No saves. Nichols, a funky right-hander, as you can see, has given up 96 hits in 94 innings, 24 walks and 54 strikeouts. An assortment of breaking stuff. He does not have overpowering abilities, but he can get you out, especially right-handers with that funky style of his. His last appearance Tuesday at Toronto, pitched well in 2 1/3 innings, gave up just 1 hit, walked 2 while striking out 1. So Lance Johnson will have a chance. Lance has been known for his 2-out RBIs, so let's see if he can do it again. Runners at first and second. Go.
Here's one dog. He's 1 for 2. A double and a run scored in the 2nd inning. Takes a strike from Nichols. Rod, 27 years old, out of Burlington, Iowa. 6'2", 190 pounds. Not going to overpower you. Pitch inside, so the count evens at 1. Checking a couple of National League scores. Pittsburgh leading Philadelphia 5-2, bottom of the 6th at Three Rivers. Barry Bonds has cranked out number 30. Chopper up the middle, get through. Baerga makes a stop, has to eat it. But he saved a run. And that'll load him up with 2 gone.
Well, that's a good job. You got Fermin diving behind him, and Kenny Lofton was coming on strong. That would have been an interesting play at home plate had that ball gotten through. Like a splitter right there. Good movement. Lance just goes out there and pokes it. Baerga didn't really get a handle on it, but that would have been a wasted throw anyway, risking an error. So the bases are loaded for Ron Karkovice. Still 2 out.
Ron 1 for 2, an RBI single and a run scored. Takes a strike. 25,861 in attendance. Drops that curveball over very nicely, and quickly the count 0-2. Ventura at third, Pasqua at second, and Johnson at first. The 0-2 pitch. Hit hard, base hit into left field. Here comes Robin. Here comes Pasquez. Glenn Allen Hill cannot pick it up, and both runners will advance. Sox lead it 7-4. Yes. Attaboy, Kirk.
Boy, here's 2 horrible plays by the Cleveland Club. There's a real bad 0-2 pitch by Nichols. Fastball at the knees on the inside corner on 0-2. Watch it right here. Man, right in Karkovice's wheelhouse. That's mistake number 1. Now Glenallen Hill comes on charging, trying to get a play at home plate, overruns it. That's mistake 2. Here's mistake number 3. No way can you throw to third base and get Lance Johnson, as Ron Karkovice, that is, alertly goes into second base. This is some real bad baseball right there by Cleveland.
Dale Swain has a chance to pick up a couple of more. Dale 1 for 2.
Thank you.
There's a fastball strike. Well, it all starts with a man with a ball.
That's right. Real bad pitch.
Jammed in into center field. Kenny Lofton makes the catch. That'll retire the side, but the Sox do some damage. 3 runs on just 3 hits. 1 error, and after 4.5, it's 7-4 good guys. A reminder, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago White Sox and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Chicago White Sox. That's a story here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 7-4. 7-9-1 for the Sox, 4-5-2 for the Tribe. A game that a lot of people did not expect to be played tonight because of the weather. If you joined us late, we had a 35-minute rain delay. Well, the Tribe, it'll be the top of the order. Lofton, Fermin, and Baerga. Kenny Lofton 2 for 2, a stolen base and a run scored. He also has been caught stealing by for Karkovice. Won the count. On the outside corner, of beauty by Kirk. Got him with a hook, so Kenny will grab some bench. 4th strikeout for McCaskill. We'll show you the remaining games on our WGN schedule. 3 left. September 28th from the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome. Also October 1st from Minneapolis and October 2nd from the Kingdome. As the Sox will finish up 4 in Minnesota and 3 in Seattle. Here's Felix Fermin, 1 for 2. He's now 2 for 3. So with 1 on, 1 out, let's pause for station identification.
This is WGN-TV Chicago, America's #1 sports station.
Along with Tom Patrick, Ken Harrelson from Cleveland Stadium. Indians 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd. Sox with 3 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and 3 in the 5th. Here's Baerga. 0 for 1, a walk and a run scored. Takes it low and inside. Three-year-old switch hitting second baseman. He's in good shape at 2-0. One final in the National League from Wrigley Field this afternoon. Cubs over the Cardinals 9-7. Robinson the winner. Smith the loser. Sandberg, is 22nd. Pena is 7th. Andre Dawson, number 21, and May, number 8, all went deep in that ball game. How's that pitch back? Right underneath Wimpy.
I know that.
Outfield spread out. Straight up. Fermin not a real threat to run. This year he is 0 for 0 in stolen bases.
You're right, he can't. Not off of Officer Karkovice, he's not. Of course, Baerga's got a good hitters count right here at 3-1.
Right there,
Man.
didn't get it. We'll see in the National League, Montreal leading the Mets 4-3-7. Five-2 Buccos over the Phillies. Rain delay. Activity down in the Sox pen. There's Terry Leach. What a job he has done. So Jackie Brown out to chat with McCaskill. As the Tribe got something brewing here with one out, bottom of the fifth. Fermin at second, Baerga at first. And the DH Albert Belle. 1 for 2, his 31st homer in the first inning. Called out on strikes in the third. Get foul. Get foul. It is just foul. Inches.
Oh,
Boy, that had two-run double written all over it.
yeah, that ball looked like it had eyeballs. Mark Johnson and Frank Thomas in a foot race right over here to check it out. Good hustle there by the umpire. Got a good view of it. There's that little splash. Just barely foul. Oh, my. Doesn't get any closer than that. And Baerga runs pretty good over at first base. He would have had a shot at scoring. He knew that certainly that ball wasn't going to be caught, so he had a good jump from first.
So Albert Belle with an 0-1 count, looking to pick up his 100th RBI of the season. Curveball strike and the count 0-2. Yes, good hook. Belle didn't like the call, and there's two gone.
Well, Albert is thinking that the ball came around the plate, started in. Let's take a look. We're having a tough time seeing home plate from our camera, which is very low in center field, so we don't have a view of home plate. Albert Belle, he doesn't like it.
Paul Sereno hits it deep into center field. Lance Johnson back at the fence. It's off the top. Here comes Fermin. Here comes Baerga. Sereno on his way to third. He will get there, and it's a 7-6 ball game. Paul Sereno with 4 big RBIs. 2-run double in the third and a 2-run triple here in the fifth.
And clutch too. He's 4 RBIs tonight with 2 out. So Sorrento doing some damage right. You know, that ball didn't look like it was going anywhere off his bat. Lance Johnson with a great effort. Had his glove there, just missed it to the side. Right at that 404 mark. So it goes to 7-6.
Carlos Martinez 0 for 2. He was robbed of a base hit back in the third. What a rocket. One hopper back to McCaskill. 2-0 the count. 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Sox. 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Indians. Pops his fastball up right side. Frank Thomas now has to backpedal, and he finally regroups to make the catch. So that'll do it. Nothing. Check that. 2 runs across on 2 hits after 5. 7-6 White Sox. This has not been exactly a pitcher's tilt tonight. Sox lead at 7-6. It'll be the top of the order. Sachs, Raines, and Thomas here in the top of the 6th inning. Jimmy Warfield, Mike Hargrove out to check on Junior Ortiz. I think he took one off the hand from the right-hander Rod Nichols, warming him up. He joined us late. 3 home runs in the ball game, 2 by the Sox. George Belle, number 23. Tim Raines, number 6, and Albert Belle for the Tribe, number 31. Well, Junior says he's all right. And here's Sachs. Steve 0 for 2. Walked. Went into a fielder's choice. Popped up to the catcher. Has 2 stolen bases tonight. It's 26 on the year. Sachs takes it low and away. Outfield. For the most part, they're straight up. Final from Skydome. Blue Jays over the Rangers 13-zip. Strike on the outside half. And the count evens at 1. Didn't get the curveball. Sachs in good shape. 3 balls and a strike.
Well, there have been a lot of 2-0, 3-1 counts in this ball game.
A lot of pitches thrown tonight.
Oh boy. And you see the end result. 13 runs on the board, 16 hits.
And Terry Leach still warming up. It appears that he's going to be coming into the ball game.
I would think so.
That's ball 4. Got to put some more points on the board.
It's a 4th walk issued by Cleveland pitchers tonight. Yeah, got to get those points going. Tell you, 7 runs doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Rick Adair, the pitching coach, out there trying to settle things down for Rod Nichols. Tim Raines got that good speed combination, hit and run ability. Let's see if the Sox do anything here.
Sox 1 for 3, that homer in the 5th inning. Saxey with a stolen base in the 1st inning, a double steal in the 2nd. Cargadine coming home. Tim fakes the bunt, takes the ball low. Don't help him out. No activity for the Indians in their bullpen. They start scurrying around just a little bit. Decent lead by Sachs. He does not go pitch out, nothing on, and Rock in good shape at 2-0.
I mean, it's a gamble, isn't it? That pitch out, especially with a guy who's having trouble throwing strikes like Nichols is. Woo.
Three and 0. That's ball 4, so he walks Sachs. He walks Raines, and here comes Big Frank. Big Frank certainly glad to see Dave Malicki gone. Faced him 3 times, and Malicki struck him out 3 times.
Kevin Wickander, left-hander, warming up for the Tribe in their pen, located in right field here at beautiful Cleveland Stadium. Well, quaint Cleveland Stadium. Well, not so good Cleveland Stadium.
Getting closer. Good football stadium.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
So
And what a game.
Here's Big Frank. Takes a fastball inside.
How about that game Monday night, huh, Akaru?
Yeah.
They still got it lined up. Apparently a Cleveland victory. 1:38 on the clock. Dan Marino. But then the big drive for victory.
Oh, no, he just misses it high into center field. Tag up, Saxey. There he goes. They're going to throw to second base to keep Raines from advancing. So 1 out, runners at the corners.
Well, that sets up George Belle for an RBI if he can hit it in the air. Also, by throwing to second base, it sets up the Cleveland infield, a possible double play to end the inning. George certainly susceptible to that with those leg problems he's been experiencing all year long.
There you see George 1 for 3 tonight. Long home run over the left center field fence in the 3rd inning. So George and Big Frank tied in that department with 23. Frank has 103 RBIs. George has 102 as a curveball dropped nicely over in the count 0-1. Dan Marino can get the club down the field quicker than anybody in football.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Well, he proved that right here on Monday night. That was a fun game to watch.
There goes Rob. Ooh, he had it stolen. George fouls it away. So Bell down, no balls, 2 strikes.
Timmy doing his Fred Sanford impression as he goes back to first base. Looks like those feet are barking at him right now.
The 0-2 pitch. That's into center field. Lofton getting in shape. Sachs tagging. Here comes Lofton. Here comes Sachs. Here comes the throw. Cut off, not in time. And the Sox lead it 8-6. George with his 103rd RBI of the season.
And good 2-strike hitting there by Bell. He didn't hit it far, but it was far enough, as Lofton had a tough time getting himself into throwing position. Sachs utilizes that real good speed he has, but Kenny was over there in right center field. It looked like the wind was blowing that ball over, and he never got himself set to make a good solid throw home. So the Sox put another one on the board, and they lead at 8-6.
And Mike Hargrove has made the sign to the pen. It'll be the southpaw Kevin Wickander. We'll be back to give you his numbers right after this.
Rod Nichols is through for the night as the Sox lead at 8-6. There's 2 outs. There's still a runner at first base. And the White Sox will be facing a lefty. At least Robin Ventura will. Kevin Wickander, 2-0 with a 3.18 earned run average. He is appearing in his 43rd ball game. Kevin, 1 save to his credit, giving up 39 hits in almost 40 innings of work. 25 walks and 37 strikeouts. So he's that punch-out pitch going for him. His last appearance, he worked a third of an inning Tuesday at Skydome and gave up nothing. So here's Ventura with 2 outs. Sox lead by 2.
Robin 1 for 2 tonight. He struck out, singled, walked, and scored. So the base on balls has helped the Sox here in the top of the 6th inning. The breaking ball high to Robin, and the count 1-0. There's a breaking ball strike. Wickander has retired only 22 of the 42 first batters he has faced coming in. Not a too good, but nope. Breaking ball low, 2-1. Outfield shading Robin to the left. Three and 1 the count. All breaking pitches from Cleveland southpaw. Turn him around, Robin. That's ball 4.
The right fielder, number 44, Dan Pasquale.
So once again, he does not retire the first hitter, and that'll bring up Dan Pasquale. Danny 1 for 2, a single, a run scored, a strikeout, a walk, and another run scored. And get the slurve. So the 6 walks issued by Cleveland pitching, 3 of them have crossed home plate. That's into center field. Easy play for Kenny Lofton. Makes a catch, and that'll retire the side. But the Sox come up with a run on no hits. No errors, 2 left. And after 5.5, they lead it 8-6.
Bottom of the 6th inning, and there you see the good news so far. This has been a slugfest. 8-6 White Sox. They have out-hit the Cleveland Indians 9-7. Sox have committed 1 error. Cleveland has committed 2, and Terry Leach comes on. 6-4 record, 2.03 earned run average, appearing in his 46th ball game. Terry, first ball to Mark Whitten, is grounded up the middle for a base hit. So 1 pitch, a hit, and the Tribe threatening once again. So this ball game, I'll tell you, it's going to go right. It might go down to the last pitch. Whitten now 1 for 3 on the night, and he has base stealing ability. He's 16 for 28 in stolen bases on the season. So Kirk McCaskill works 5 innings. He can only win this ball game. Not a real good outing for Kurt. He gave up 8 hits. No, 7 hits. Check that. Struck out 4. Walked 3. Glenallen Hill fouls the first pitch back. Straight back. Glenallen is 0 for 2. Ground out and a strikeout. Those were against McCaskill. So Terry Leach, 38-year-old right-hander from Selma, Alabama, trying to preserve this victory. Or is that, well, at least take him into the late innings. Ooh. Hung that one inside. Hill can't make contact, so he goes down on the count 0-2. There you see the lead by Whitten. He's not going anywhere. Good pitch on the outside corner at the knees. Feeble attempt right there by Hill. A very nonchalant at bat right there. Well, his heart was in it. The rear end just kind of gave up early. Good pitch, though, by Terry. Late movement. So Junior Ortiz will hit. 1 out, runner at first base. Junior 0 for 2. There's a ground ball to second. Could be 4 to 6. Got him. So the White Sox turn an easily double play. Second to short to first, and that'll get Terry Leach out of first, his first inning. Sox still lead it 8-6. White Sox. We're going to the top of the 7th inning here in Cleveland. Kirk McCaskill, Terry Leach has pitched 1 inning of relief for the White Sox, and Dave Malicki, Rod Nichols, and now Kevin Wickander for the Tribe. Lance Johnson's going to lead things off for the good guys. The breaking ball misses outside. Lance 2 for 3 on the night, so another good evening for Johnson. He's hitting .289 as he stands in. There's a good pitch on the outside corner. And Wickander loves that slider. Breaking ball. And get down. Oh, Glenallen Hill with a diving catch to his right. Oh, good effort right there by Hill. Didn't look like he had a chance to get over there. He was playing Lance around to hit the opposite way, though. That was extra base. If he misses that one, Lance might cruise in for a homer. He definitely comes up with it. Lance kind of double clutched on the slider as he hung it inside, but still got the meat of the bat on the ball. So 1 up, 1 down here in the 7th inning. And Mike Hargrove has a right-hander warming up in his bullpen. And he has made the move. We will have a new pitcher. Wickander leaves, and we'll tell you all about the new guy right after this. Top of the 7th inning here at Cleveland Stadium, and the Sox lead it by 2. There's 1 out, bases are empty. And we have a pitching change for the Tribe. Big right-hander Ted Power, former Dodger, former Cincinnati Red, former Kansas City Royal, comes out to work. He's had a nice season so far, 1-3 with a .239 earned run average, appearing in his 59th ball game. 6 saves for Ted. He's given up just 80 hits and over 90 innings of work, 30 walks and 49 strikeouts. So he's on to face Ron Karkovice. Kark having a good night. A couple of singles, stole a base, stole home as a matter of fact. He pops the first pitch up on the fastball. Junior Ortiz. And the little Richard lookalike puts it away for out number 2.
Kark with those 3 big ribbies tonight.
That's right, he's got 3. George Bell's got 2. Tim Raines 1. 1 scored on an error, 1 scored on a double steal. That was Ron Karkovice again. Here's Dale Swain. First pitch up and in. On Monday, September 21st, the Sox entertain the A's for a 4-game series. All games begin at 7:05, with Mondays being Chicago Tribune half-price night. Call Ticketmaster at 312-8311-SOX. Two-0 on Dale Swain. Fast. Oh my goodness gracious. Where was that ball?
You got your monitor right there.
It was gonna hit me in behind if it was gonna get me. I'll guarantee you that.
I'll tell you what, if it gets by the monitor, that's the only place it could have hit you.
Wasn't a dead sprint for that door. Wow. He's late on that fastball. fouls that one off over the Sox dugout.
Oh,
You know,
Bale,
those-
dial it up.
You know, those things come up fast into these booths.
Wimpy.
Almost
Fanny over
swallowed
tea
his,
kettle over everything.
almost swallowed my microphone. That'll really give you some indigestion. Man, that was close. And the count 2-2. Popped up left side. That should come back for Martinez. It does. And a 1-2-3 inning for a couple of Cleveland Indians pitchers. As we go to the 7th inning stretch, it's still 8-6 Sox.
A participating advertiser in White Sox baseball is Budget Rent-A-Car. The smart money is on budget.
Right now, let's check out our Miller Lite Major League scoreboard. There you see the Jays hammered the Rangers 13-0 in Skydome. 8-3 Tigers over the Red Sox at Tiger Stadium in the 8th. Milwaukee taking it to Baltimore 12-3-6 County Stadium. 3-1 Royals still leading New York. That's in the 8th inning in Kansas City. Later on Minnesota at California and Oakland at Seattle. Over the National League, Cubs. 3 home runs in that ball game beat the Cardinals 9-7. Pittsburgh leading Philadelphia 5-2 in that rain delay 6th inning. 8th inning at Cincinnati 4-2 Reds over the Padres. Wow, Montreal hammering the Mets now 10-3 8th inning at Shea. 7-3 Astros over the Bravos. 7th inning down in Atlanta. And later on the Dodgers take on the Giants at Candlestick. Right here at Cleveland Stadium, first of this 3-game set. 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Sox. 6 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Tribe. It'll be the top of the order. Kenny Lofton, Felix Fermin, and Carlos Bayer going to face Terry Leach. Lofton 2 for 3, 2 singles, a run scored, a stolen base, a caught stealing, and a strikeout. Fouls a bunt attempt off, and the count 1-1. Blackjack McDowell tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 Chicago time against the southpaw Dennis Cook. On Sunday, Wilson Alvarez against right-hander Jose Mesa. Change, good pitch, and the count 1-2. Joined us late, 35-minute rain delay. Nice crowd on hand. 25,861. Almost 10,000 over the average. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sox, Charges. Second hop. 1 gone.
Terry Leach's specialty, serve up ground balls. Mark Whitten got a base hit on the first pitch he threw, ground ball up the middle. Then he got a strikeout, an inning-ending double play, and right there another ground ball. That was real good movement there by Terry. You talk about his changeup, Hawk, and how that could add a couple years to his career. But boy, I'll tell you what, he threw a couple of real good ones to Lofton there. Got him out on that front foot.
Here's Wayne Kirby. He will hit for Felix Fermin, who was 2 for 3 tonight. Triple, single, 2 runs scored. Yeah, that changeup has got to be a big pitch in the future for Leach. And if he can perfect it, all it will do is increase his chances of pitching 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah. No reason he can't go into his 40s. I'll tell you what. Look at this guy Kirby. If we can get a shot of where he stands in the batter's box, it's unbelievable how close he is to home plate, where that front foot is. Look where he is. I mean, his head's got to be almost on the outside corner.
There's a change. Cued off the end of the bat. Sachs will throw him out. So the 28-year-old outfielder is retired, and quickly 2 gone.
You don't think Kirby will ever be a catcher, huh? You're watching him warm up that pitcher between innings?
That was funny. That was almost like he was reacting the same way at those pitches coming at him as you did when that foul ball came at you.
Really? You know, the only thing I remember about baseball now, you know, in retirement is they really hurt when they hit you.
Here's Carlos Baerga. He's 0 for 1, 2 walks, 2 runs scored. How's that pitch away? Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Any part of your body.
It hurts.
Of course, I was going to get hit in my strongest point. It wasn't going to hurt as much.
I used to hate those little nicks, you know, right off the hand, right off the wrist, right off the knee, right off the whatever. 0-1. Shot. Look at Swain. Nice play, Dale. Throws him out. 1-2-3 for Leach, and a quick 1-2-3 after 7. 8-6, good guys. Eight 6 Sox here in the top of the 8th inning, and a defensive change for the Tribe. Mark Lewis will go in at shortstop in place of Felix Fermin. Top of the order for the Sox. It'll be Sachs, Raines, and Thomas to face the 37-year-old right-hander Ted Power out of Guthrie, Oklahoma. Our big guy, 6'4", 215 pounds. Misses with the first pitch. Sachs tonight 0 for 2, 2 walks, a run scored, and 2 stolen bases. He's on top 2-0. Sox tonight have taken advantage of the mistakes that the Tribe has made. We mentioned 6 walks issued by Cleveland pitching. 3 of them have scored. Also a botched relay play picked up a couple of runs for the Sox back in the 2nd inning. Two-0 delivery. Pours it right over.
Probably the big hit in this ball game too is that 2-run single by Karkovice.
An 0-2 pitch.
Right down the middle.
Ball hit hard. Baerga fights that spin. 1 gone.
You talk about defense letting you down, giving you 4 or 5 outs in an inning, but those pitchers, well, you just can't make those mistakes on 0-2 or 1 and 2 when you have the upper hand. You just can't groove something.
Well, it's gotten to the point now, if you're going to make a mistake 0-2, it's got to be up. That's where,
yeah,
you make one down, the way guys approach, especially guys off the plate or diving a little bit, where they can just drop the head of the bat on it. That's a problem for you. You can throw a decent pitch 0-2 and still, if it's down, get hurt on it. As Tim Raines takes a fastball high off the plate. Rock 1 for 3, his 6th homer. Back in the 5th inning, it was just a line shot right out of here.
Yeah, you're right, Hawk, because there are so many more low ball hitters now than there are high ball hitters. It's ridiculous.
Two and 0 the count to Raines.
Personally, in this day and age, I'd much rather be a high ball hitter. Well, you get so many pitches right down that you get them belt high that, you know, that everybody else is taking their balls. You could be the phenom by swinging at those and connecting occasionally, hit them out of the ballpark.
Well, I think if you go fouls that bunt attempt back and count 2-1. Look at all the guys who are up there. Those guys that can hit. Leading the league in average. Almost every one of them is a good low ball hitter. Got exceptions. Kirby Puckett's got the biggest hitting zone.
Oh, yeah.
In all of baseball. Kirby can get you up, out, in, down.
Yeah, that's true. But if you can get up on top of some of those, you don't even have to really. They're belt high. It's a high pitch nowadays. You can hit that. So you can put up some power numbers.
2-1 delivery. Ball smoked into center field. Kenny Lofton is there. The Rockets hit the ball real hard 3 times tonight. Smoke one back in the 1st inning to Glenn Allen Hill in left field.
And you notice when Raines hits the ball hard, it's up. When he drives the ball,
good high ball hitter.
Yeah, much better high ball hitter. Excuse me, than he is low. right or left-handed.
Here's Frank Thomas. Big Frank, 0 for 4 tonight. Outfield now swings around to the right, gap in left center. That ball high in the left. Hill is there. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3. After 7.5, Sox by 2. Roberto Hernandez comes on in the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to protect his 2-run lead. Terry Lee going 2 strong innings, racing the minimum, didn't give up a hit, but then got the double play from the bat of Junior Ortiz. So there are the numbers on Roberto. 61 strikeout. And here's Albert Belle. So there's some real mano a mano right here. Muscle against muscle, power against power. First pitch fastball strike. Albert 1 for 3, his 31st homer in the first inning. Back to the screen, and the count evens at 1. And a reminder, there's only one more Friday night Sox party. And that'll be on September 25th. A 2-hour party offers you all you can eat, delicious barbecue fare. Beer and wine. There's a shot into right field. That's a base hit for Belle. There will also be karaoke and prizes. So for more information on that pregame party and bleacher ticket, just dial 312-451-5356.
That's fun. I've been out there. Not a whole lot of talent, but they have a whole lot of fun. Albert Belle got a hanging split finger pitch right there and nailed it into right field. Who just stays back. Inside out action on that swing.
Here's Paul Sereno. He has walked, double in 2 and triple in 2. Now has 56 RBIs on the season to go along with those 16 homers. And evidently Roberto went to his mouth, and the count will go to 1-1.
Sereno's really swinging that bat tonight. Yes.
He's going to dial it up here a little bit against Roberto as the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Ooh. Close. 2-2. Sereno, just 26 years old, out of Somerville, Massachusetts. 6'2", 225 pounds. Whoa. 2-2 delivery. Pops him up left side. Robin Ventura makes the call.
Well, he didn't dial it up high enough. Didn't quite get the head of the bat out, and you see the end result, a pop up to the left side of the infield. So that's a big out because Sereno had been killing the Sox. He had a 2-out, 2-run double in the 3rd inning, a 2-out, 2-run triple his next time up in the, that was in the 5th inning. So he has really kept his team in this ball game.
Here's Carlos Martinez. 0 for 3, but he's had a couple of pretty good at-bats. He was robbed of a base hit on a beautiful play by Kurt McCaskill back in the 3rd inning, saved a run. A rocket, a low rocket, one hopper right back at him. Gets out in front of that, rips it foul. A ball, a strike, and out here in the bottom of the 8th. 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Sox. 6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Tribe.
Interesting too about this game is Carlos Martinez. Obviously they're going to try and find out if he can play 3rd base. They feel pretty secure around the infield, but they'd like to have his bat in the lineup, and the Sox have not tried to bunt on him, number 1, and he hasn't even had a play there at 3rd base. Hasn't in 2 games that we've seen him.
He's in good shape here at 3-1. Activity. Southpaw Scott Radinsky. One pitch. Pops him up right side. Steve Sachs going back. Sachs having trouble. Cannot make the play. Could see it coming. With the way the game has gone tonight, somebody's got to call him off for that play.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, Lance has been so good at coming in on balls all season long. Of course, going back on him, too, he's been great at it. And the way the wind has just caused havoc, just carrying that ball out to right field. You could see Saxey was in big trouble right there. Ball hits in his glove, but bounces off. Yeah, that's one of those plays where he has to be called off. That's a much easier play for the outfielder.
So an error in here is Mark Whitten, 1 out, tying runs aboard. That's a shame right there. That's just much of a physical mistake. That's a mental mistake.
Well, once you start circling the wagons out there, it's tough.
Rook fouls it back, and Roberto on top. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's a perfect example as you look at the final right there. Tigers over the Red Sox. Of what we're talking about, not making a mistake down low with Whitten unless it's real low. And then at that point, you get a chance for a wild pitch or something, advancing the runners. If you make a mistake with Whitten up here, it's got to be upstairs.
Yeah, with the fastball. Doesn't look like he can handle a good fastball. We haven't seen it yet.
It was shot. Frank, yes, what a play. He now will tag first. And that'll double up with Martinez. Beautiful play by Frank Thomas. And that'll retire the side after 8. 8-6. White Sox. Mercy, do it, Big Hurt.
Yeah. Here's the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas, and what a play he made to end the bottom of the 8th inning. And want to see some great hitting? Look at the great thinking. Mark Whitten doesn't even stride. Look at that. That's how you quicken up your hands. No stride, use your hands to hit. He just hit a bullet on a fastball. And look at Big Frank. One quick step to his right. Certainly the play of this game. That saved a run in a possible big inning for Cleveland.
Boy, Wimpy, you got that right. Good point, too, on Mark Whitten. That is excellent thinking. So Big Frank not swinging the bat tonight, but throwing some leather. He was shielded on that play by Carlos Martinez as well on a rocket by Mark Whitten. George 1 for 3 tonight, a homer, sacrifice fly. Now 103 RBIs.
That's a big man, too, in Carlos Martinez.
Outstanding defensive play by Thomas. 8-6. Sox lead it here in the top of the 9th inning. The 0-2 pitch by Powell. Off the end of the bat right side. Sereno was there underneath to Ted. And there's one gone.
Well, that was really interesting on the hitting theory, too, because we've seen that in the last 2 series with these Indians hitters. When they have gotten 2 strikes, they're just minimizing their stride, actually striding nothing at all. What Kenny Lofton is doing it nicely.
That's just good thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a guy out there throwing bullets like Roberto is. All of a sudden, you come out using that big stride on him, and you're going to strike out.
Long stride is what we're...
And we'll show you that stride of Mark Whitten once again on the 0-2 count. But Mike Cargrove has gone out. He is going to make a change. He will depart. There'll be the southpaw Derek Lilliquist coming on, so he will be the 5th try pitcher of the evening. And we'll take another peek at Mark Whitten. Now he's got the count 0-2. Watch his lead foot.
no stride whatsoever. And that enables him to just use his hands, a little short swing, because the bigger the stride, the bigger the swing. No stride, short, quick stroke. And if he uses a stride right there, that belt-high fastball from Hernandez, he's not going to get up on it.
I don't think there's any way. We haven't seen him able to hit that pitch in the last 2 years that we have watched Mark Whitten swing the bat. But it's a great concept right there. If you can discipline yourself to do it. All he actually does, that front foot, he just pivots on it. He kind of turns it as he opens up a little bit as he starts his swing. Boy, I'll tell you what, you got absolutely no head movement whatsoever when you're doing that. A lot of guys do that when they're taking batting practice. You know, just to shorten up their swing and to minimize the head movement if you're in a little bit of a slump. Right there. Boy, that's just hang with him right there, Mark, because you did everything you could have possibly done to get yourself a big base hit, but the defense was just too good at that point. So Derek Lilliquist, former Georgia Bulldog, is out there. He's 5-3 with a 1.56 earned run average in 64 games, 5 saves. Look at this, 37 hits and 57 2/3, 18 walks, 45 strikeouts. This young man really has come into his own.
Here's Robin. Breaking ball strike. Robin has struck out, single, walked twice, scored a run. Pitchers of record are the starters. Kurt McCaskill for the Sox and Dave Mlicki for Cleveland. Chris Cron has come out on deck. And Robin fouls that bump off. The hit for Pasqua. Of course, if you did not hear, the Sox called up Sean Jeter, Brian Draymond, and Chris Cron. Chris had 16 homers at Vancouver to lead the club in that category. Yeah, he went to his mouth as well, like Roberto Hernandez. So now the count. We've got it 0-2 on the board, but if he... Well, we'll see. Checks it up. Kenny Kaiser says no, and the count goes full. Got 1-2 up on the board, and it looked like Voltaggio just put up 3 and 2.
Man, he just blew him away upstairs with that fastball.
The right fielder, number 44, Dan.
A lot of guys have done well for Cleveland this year that they acquired. Look at this, just fastball up and in. Robin can't dial it up high enough to get to that one. So there's 2 out.
Hitting for Pasqua, number
Chris
57.
Klein will get that shot.
Just takes it off the plate. And here are his numbers at Vancouver. 278, 16 homers. He knocked in 81. Really a pretty good looking hitter. Fouls that pitch back and the count 1-1. Of course, we saw him in spring training. Plays off the breaking pitch down and in from Lilliquist. Good eye. This is 28 years old, 6'2", 200 pounds. Born in Albuquerque, now resides in Placentia, California. Two-one delivery. That's the one area we were talking about. Paul Sereno shortening up his swing. That's the one area that looks like Chris Klein, if he's going to play in the big leagues, is going to have to do the same thing, Wimpy.
Exactly. Yeah, his swing is a little bit long right now.
So that'll do it. Another 1-2-3 for Cleveland pitching. They'll go to the bottom of the ninth, leading the Tribe 8-6. Bottom of the ninth inning. There is the tail of the tape. And a defensive change for the Sox. It'll be Sean Abner moving into right field in place of Dan Pasqua.
Roberto Hernandez trying to pick up his 11th save of the season and nail it down for Kirk McCaskill. Glenn Allen Hill will lead it off. It'll be Hill, Thomas Howard, and Kenny Lofton. Howard out on deck to hit for Junior Ortiz. So here's Hill. He's 0 for 3. Grounded to Ventura and struck out twice. Takes it low and away. 8 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Sox. 6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Tribe. That's way back. You can put it on the board. Glenn Allen Hill, 17th homer, and it's an 8-7 ball game.
He's now driven in 45. Well, he just dialed it up. We talk about when you face a Hernandez, and it looks like this Cleveland hitting attack is operating on the right theory. Oh boy, he's just looking for his best heater. Got it. He opened up. See how he got to that front side so quickly. Certainly was high enough.
Well, as close as he is to the plate, you're going to open up against a hard throwing right-hander very quickly. You don't have to think about it. That comes automatic. He did. He was looking dead red. Got it. A little short, quick swing, and out of here. And that will not be Thomas Howard. They bring him back. It'll be Reggie Jefferson. They just called up Reggie. Takes a pitch low.
And Reggie Jefferson is supposed to be a star of the future here for the Cleveland Ball Club.
There's a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 to count. That's the 4th home run that Roberto has thrown this season. I should say just the 4th home run. Out of play, so Hernandez on top, a ball and 2 strikes. Outfield deep, shaded just a bit to the left. Big gap in right center. Yes, he's gone. 1 away.
Get your red hot. Well, he just blows him away with this fastball. Upstairs, man. I'd like to see what the gun was on that one. Reggie can't get his hands up above this one quick enough. A little tardy. So there's 1 out. Got to have this guy.
Kenny Lofton fouls a fastball back. Kenneth is 2 for 4. 2 singles, run scored, a stolen base.
I'll tell you, it really looks like this Cleveland hitting attack really operating on that short stride theory.
Wimpy, from what we have seen, it looks like they approach it just about as well as anybody in this league.
Yeah.
And you got some young players. Get foul. It will.
Whew.
I mean, for a young, aggressive hitting team, they really go about their business. As you look at Morales, he is acknowledged to be one of the best in the business hitting instructor.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of good things in store for this ball club from an offensive standpoint. The way you look at these guys, first of all, you said they approach the thing, but they're just minimizing their mistakes in their approach.
1-2 the count.
Boy, they're operating on the short, quick swing, very little head movement type theory. Bat in a good hitting position, right on top of the plate.
Yeah, but there's a reason for that little head movement, and that's a short stride.
Right.
You get a hard thrower out there, as we mentioned earlier. You start making that normal stride or the big stride, which most guys will even increase their stride on a hard throw.
Yeah.
And they're just minimizing. They're cutting theirs down.
Yeah. In their anticipation.
Souvenir. So the count hangs at 1-2. 8 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Sox. 7-10-2 for the Tribe. Thomas Howard has come out on deck now to hit for Mark Lewis. That's into center field. One dog is there, and there's 2 gone.
Pinch hitting for Mark Lewis, number 33, Thomas Howard.
Hey, Lofton was real close to smoking that ball in the alley, too.
I'll tell you, he just gets more impressive every time you see him. As 2 out, and here's Thomas Howard. Who's he, Wimpy?
Here's the guy we've been waiting for about 3.5 hours. Oh, Lordy. I feel like I'm in one of those foxholes.
Where the ego hell? Cardiac up here.
Jeez.
Our partner got some severe flinchage.
I'll tell you what, thank goodness we're not at Tiger Stadium.
Oh, man,
We'd be dead. That's right.
Gas. He just reached back and put a little giddy up on that one. One more time, big man. Just about 2 or 3 inches higher. They want it up there. He won't bite. And look at that stride of Thomas Howard right there. Same thing.
None. If he did anything, he picked his foot up and put it straight down in the same spot. He is way up in front of the batter's box, much like Baerga.
The 1-2.
And with that style of hitting, that 2-strike hitting that they've employed here, you can still keep those hands back a lot easier for the breaking ball because you're going to see it that much better. See, he's way up in front of home plate. Baerga's even farther up in front of the plate.
The 1-2 pitch. Another souvenir.
Yeah, Cleveland's got a lot of young, talented guys that we're going to see a lot of in the next few years.
But even more than that, they're doing something with it. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Love that approach.
Man. Well, that bat speed is, if there's any way to gauge, you have those mile-per-hours on the fastballs and breaking balls and stuff from the pitcher's standpoint, but gauging bat speed, that was a quick swing by Thomas Howard.
Yeah, I was talking to a buddy of mine not too long ago who's, he's an electronic guy, loves it, and told him, I said, you ever come up with somehow how to gauge the bat speed? You might make yourself a little money. Once again, the 1-2 pitch. Smoked in the center field. Lance Jensen, yes!
Whoa.
He nailed it. Thank goodness he didn't get it up, so the Sox make it 4 in a row.
And I'm not a jinx.
On this trip, as Roberto Hernandez comes in, nails it down for Kirk McCaskill. Final score. In the first of this 3-game set, Sox won it 8-7. And we'll be back with the totals right after this.
Chicago White Sox baseball has been brought to you by Miller Lite, the great beer that's less filling. Miller Lite and the White Sox, it's it, and that's that. By True Value. Got a tough job to do? You can do it with True Value hardware stores. By Southwest Airlines, offering low fares and frequent flights to many exciting destinations from convenient Midway Airport. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart. by Phillips 66 high-quality super clean gasolines, keeping your car's fuel injectors and intake valves clean for smooth driving performance. By your friends at 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. By your Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Toyota dealers. Toyota, I love what you do for me. And by Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the real thing.
Our Miller Genuine Draft Light play of the game came in the 8th inning. 2 on, 1 out. Mark Whitten at the plate, Wimpy.
And Whitten just smokes a 2-strike fastball quickly. Boy, he got those hands through, but look at the play by Big Frank. Diving to his right, saves at least 1 run, and the Sox are able to hang on and win it by 1.
And the totals on the board for the first of this 3-game set for the Sox. 8 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, they stranded 7. For the Tribe, 7 runs, 2 hits, 10 hits, 2 errors, they stranded 4. McCaskill, a winner, 10 and 12. Blicky, the loser, 0-1. Credit Roberto Hernandez with his 11th save of the season. And our next White Sox telecast on Channel 9 will be Monday, September 28th, when the Sox visit the Metrodome to take on the Minnesota Twins. Our broadcast begins at 7 p.m. Central. So for my partner, the Wimperoo, Tom Pachurik, our producer-director, Skip Ellison, this is a Hawk and Harrelson. So long, everybody.